So be careful. Guys, you can continue doing your thing. You know what you do. You know how you do. Caster know what he does, bro. Show them nips again. Nah, don't do it on stream. They might take my shit down. Them shits are like real titties. No, but I'm saying they look like real titties. Yeah. They said, wait. Chat. Can y'all hear everybody? How about your Twitch channel now? Be on Twitch tonight. I'm not gonna be on it tonight. I'm gonna be on it tomorrow night though.
Brago said Mario Kart World day 1.
Oh, are you on YouTube?
YouTube, yeah, YouTube.
Oh,
what? You're not?
I'm on YouTube.
Oh, my niggas love multi-streaming. I don't see you live.
I don't think I've ever multi-streamed.
Might as well. Unless you're doing reacts, then just do that shit on YouTube on Twitch.
I don't really like just doing One Piece shit.
No, I mean, like reacting to anime and shit.
Yeah. I don't mind doing that Twitch.
If you because if you have like anime up on YouTube, bro, they will clap your shit.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't do that on YouTube. So you can watch One Piece on Twitch. Yeah, I mean I watch the anime, but it's like I'm not trying to have One Piece discussions. Yo, is it echo?
Are you guys enjoying the anime?
Draco, shut your ass up.
What, like the return?
Yeah, I mean, just and the fight.
Eating, bro.
No, it's fun. Yeah, no, I love it.
Yo, chill on Draco too. That's the goal.
Getting a little bit of
This
visual
nigga just throwing all
spectacle.
these nerds
bit of a
back in his
treat.
throat like it's nothing. Like nigga,
Oh my
Started
God.
popping off.
God damn.
No, Brago, am I tripping? Did you hear that? That slick when it hit the gullet?
That
Damn.
You are not hearing all
That
that.
nigga is bowling. This nigga's throwing the nerds back in the dangly thing like pinpoint
Yo,
every
that's
time.
bullshit.
Fucking freak.
Nah, look at him trying not to laugh.
You know what's crazy? Nah. What I'm really laughing at. What I'm really laughing at is this nigga Brago has stopped cussing, right? This nigga Brago has stopped cussing, like polished up his language. Nigga talked to me for 20 minutes, and this nigga just started talking crazy, bro. That's nuts.
That's true.
Call that the
Wait,
gas
what made you stop
effect.
cussing, Brago?
Nigga's a bitch. No, I'm playing.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm playing.
That niggas be talking crazy.
Yo,
Who fat? Who fat, nigga?
hey, I got a belly. I'm not there.
Yo, the correct term is big.
No,
dog. The correct
I
term is
am for
big, dog.
sure. I'm not gonna
Who
be saying
fat,
shit.
nigga? Who fat, nigga?
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We got full beers. You know what I'm saying? We good.
What is he talking about?
It's big boy nation over here.
What you showing, bro? Like,
No. Because you know why I started going to the gym, right? You don't know
Started
why
working
I
on your
started going
arms
to
to
the
make you
gym.
look buff, right?
Yeah. You know why I started going to the gym, right?
He's watching Solo Leveling.
oh, brother.
No.
Why'd you start going to the gym?
Because I was talking to you. I was talking to you about going to DC to do the hunter exam, and all your chat bit try to fucking cook me. This big back ass nigga can't even do a push.
They
Okay.
weren't wrong though. Like,
Okay.
Yo, wait, was you out there
Hey,
in
Man,
New
that's
York?
not
Casper?
nice.
you know what I'm saying? They
Huh?
weren't wrong.
Was you out there in New York?
Did you go?
Was I out there in New York? Nah, hell no. Am I listening? Hell yeah.
What was that?
Like the most nonchalant ass.
What
Was you there?
We hitting like the Team Magma?
Yeah, what was that about?
Oh man.
The
Wait. So are y'all doing the hunter exam or no? Is that the move
Next
next
year?
year?
Next year?
Next year, I'm 100% down.
yeah, dude.
I mean,
I saw the
that might be
TikTok
the
about
vibe.
that.
That shit
I'm
look cool.
pale as
When
hell.
we
When do we
Gotta
go
get my
to
license.
One Piece?
Bugged out, bro. I'm pale. What?
I don't got camera from my computer. I was like, I could show you pale.
Right? I'm looking at Jordan and I'm looking at me like,
Damn,
what is he
how the
talking
hell
about?
Jordan catch a stray like that?
Hey, see, if you guys
It's
didn't
not-
know,
it's
Jordan
not-
doesn't
it's
have
okay.
any lights on. All that
'Cause
color
he's
is
I know what I
skin.
am. Yeah, no. I know
That's-
what I am. We're
That's
cool.
my dog, though.
That's what
Like,
I'm
what you
saying.
mean?
I
That's
know
my
what
brother
I
from
am.
another mother.
I know what I am.
I feel
Like
that.
if I hold up, I got this.
Hey man, all
Lighting in
God's
my
children
room
are
is
beautiful,
dog shit.
bro.
If I like, yeah. See, flashbang. All right, sorry if I like blinded anybody there for a second. My fault.
This nigga turned into a flashbang, bro.
Hey, y'all stop calling Cash.
I'm seeing
Cat in
sheets
the
of
chat.
paper darker.
Are they? I'm about to pull
Shut
up
up.
right now. I'm gonna join in.
Oh,
Let me,
shout
let
out
me.
to Sunday
Jordan turned
Lollipop.
into
What's up,
Kizaru.
son?
And
Ooh, moshi mosh.
Jordan, you said you had issues with Jimbei.
Oh,
Kick
we're
it
starting
off
now?
there. What's
Let's
up?
get into the One
Okay.
Piece.
So, to make a long story short, Jinbei, do something, please. Please, my goat. I saw your performance in Marineford. I saw you in Impel Down. Like,
Is Jimbei
you
Jason
survived
Tatum?
my goat, Magellan.
His
You
age
survived-
is showing, man.
Is
Like,
Jimbei Jason
come
Tatum,
on,
bro?
man. I don't know.
he always got a
I need him
strong
to start
team, man.
representing. I'm starting to lose my faith. Like, that's the first son of the sea. But
What does that mean?
come on, man. Also, not to this is totally on topic, I swear, but into the chapter, when Summers' arm stopped regenerating, if that was because of hockey, because I don't know what else Gabon could possibly have, but if that was because of hockey, Jinbei is even more on fraud watch because he has that. He could have done it against Gunko.
I think it's a hockey.
I think it's
technique.
It's got to be something else. It's
I
got
don't
to be.
think
If
hockey.
it's
gotta be
Conquerors,
Conquerors.
then that
Oh,
makes sense.
fuck.
Like if that's Conquerors, that's cool, and I get it. But still,
I think it's a hockey technique, but again, Jinbei doesn't know it.
you think it's like Ryuo and Future Sight? Like there's some advanced level
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
it could be a black blade. You know, I mean, the streets is
Black
saying
blade is
that.
Yo,
Caleb,
you
Caleb,
you
you
might have
are
a black
a
blade.
Black
nasty
axe.
man, Caleb. What are we doing here?
No. Hear me out. No, he's cooking. He's cooking. You think Gabon's got a black axe,
That's what I'm thinking.
or like a supreme great axe?
And
always
if so,
axe,
man,
though.
that T-Zoro,
I mean,
T-Zoro,
I'm not
axe.
mad at a supreme grade axe, but I don't think it's black.
Are there going to be like
sounds
20
like
of them we
Mihawk
never
upscale to
see?
me is all I'm saying.
all I'm saying is we
I'm
need
sorry,
a few
I'll
more
stop.
black blades in the story because we got one right now.
Is that why Axham Morgan was such a threat?
On God,
He had a
Morgan.
supreme black axe.
bro, we need to bring
Yeah.
back some of the old goats. Yo,
Hey,
you guys
man.
can stay on that side.
Final
when
War, you're
Axham
gonna see
Morgan
a lot
comes
of these old
back,
cats.
when Captain Crow comes back.
Yo.
With light speed pussyfoot. With light speed pussyfoot. Stay on that side when Don Krieg comes back with his Don Careers hockey and takes over Cross Guild.
And Ging comes
The
back.
Don
Ging
Careers
actually comes
hockey?
back.
Don Careers hockey and takes over Cross Guild. He's getting his
That's
revenge
Don
on
Careers
Huggy and
hockey?
Mihawk.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
Dude,
We're all
he's
waiting
coming
for
back
the
and one
All-Bomb
tapping
return.
Mihawk.
Don
There was a
Careers
reason we
hockey.
didn't see him in
Alright,
Impel
bro.
Down.
We've seen the
Yes,
live
sir.
action,
No,
man.
if
Come on.
Gabon,
That's
hear me out.
enough.
I'm
You
moving
how
it
you
back. I'm
pulled
moving
up,
it back.
Caleb.
I'm
Come
moving it back.
on.
If Gabon has a black blade, that is Mihawk upscale, which is Don Krieg upscale, because Don Krieg is taking
Krieg
over Cross
upscale.
Guild. Or at the very
You're gonna
least,
tell me Gabon had one and not Rayleigh? What are we
I'm
doing?
not gonna lie though.
okay, this is purely conjecture. I'm just going off of what Caleb said.
I don't know what
I'm
those
just
big
like,
words mean.
I'm just spitballing
I
because I
feel
think
like-
it's cool.
All I'm saying is
I
that
feel like
axe looks
I'd
pretty
rather
black
see-
to me, man.
I'd rather see Kuro come back over Enel. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, bro.
Over
Enel?
Enel?
Yeah.
Why did
The
the
guy
guy
love-
get astray, bro?
I
dropped
love
in
it.
this
I
arc?
love Enel.
The hell is he
love
talking
Enel.
about?
Hey,
But
Captain
Kuro-
Over the guy who's
Captain is
definitely,
actually spitting,
like,
bro. Kuro
We
was
saw,
he was
we
a
saw the
menace.
mural that Frankie
He was-
looked at with the Arc Maxim, right? You're saying you'd rather have Captain Kuro back than Enel after
Captain
that?
Kuro don't even want to be
Yes,
back, bro.
yes.
He was trying to retire.
No.
Fuck
Check
with
it.
Enel, bro.
It's the Kuro with the like. You're just gonna see the hand pushing up. the
Yo,
glasses.
Kuro just wanted to live a regular life, bro. He didn't want his life.
He just wanted to grab
Nah,
the bag
he
and
was
retire,
he
man.
was
Like
a
he
bastard.
Yoshikage Kira. Come on, bro.
Yo,
Yeah, I was gonna
Kuro
say,
said, "Yo,
normal
I just
life?
want to get this money, and I just want to live a regular life. I'm tired of
Exploit
being
this
chased.
family.
I'm tired of being
And
chased
then-
by the
and then, you know,
Hey, but
Marines."
Usopp was
And
after
now-
the bag
and now
too,
he's
just
in
in a
Impel
different
Down.
way.
Now he's in Impel Down, getting his hockey up, talking
Impel
about, you know
down.
what?
You think
Rude.
Kuro's an impel
He
down?
like, you know what?
Is Kuro in
I
Impel
love you,
down?
James.
There's
Yes,
no way
I
he's
love
an
the
impel
hockey.
down.
They
Level
are
of
getting
skill.
stronger. We know this.
I don't think Kuro's an Impel down, dog.
All of you
There's no way they're in Impel down, Brago.
Bro,
Come on.
Kuro's flipping burgers. Let's be real.
Kuro's not an Impel down, bro. Kuro is on Whole Cake Island working as a chef.
Kuro's flipping burgers at McDonald's. Enel is on the moon gathering an army of robots. Like, these are not the
Kuro's
same
not it. Yeah. Kuro don't want to come back.
Yeah,
He's
no,
fine.
I'm
They got
joking
his
about
hands
Kuro.
tied
Yeah.
with some rope on the back of a ship.
I'll stop.
Heck no.
The only bullshit, you can't have Django or Toto Django go 1-2. Like, I can't do it.
Look, all I know is this.
Caster, stop showing so much butt on the stream,
my
bro.
God.
That's a lot.
What's he doing? Bro, no. Oh, what the?
That's crazy.
From Diddlyumptious.
That's a lot, man. Relax.
We got a clean
I ain't
shot.
trying to. I ain't trying to get the stream taken
Hey,
down,
man.
bro.
Master was eating on stream, and then now we got some cake for
Yeah,
ourselves.
like,
We
come
sharing
on,
a
man.
Bro ain't wearing
That's
no
a
clothes.
lot.
What's going on here?
But
Look,
Caster,
bro,
you say you had some thoughts about Elbaf.
True.
Yeah, he's back to hating
Yo,
now.
son,
Let's hear it.
y'all smell that?
Oh, brother.
That
Oh,
shit
brother.
stink, nigga.
Oh my God.
Guacamole.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Elbaf is kind of mid. Where the fuck did that fight go? Look, okay, let me lock in. Elbaf is kind of mid, bro. I already said, like, going in, I wasn't hyped for Elbaf. Then we saw Loki, right? And we saw the fucking mural, and I was like, okay, Elbaf kind of lit. Now it's just like, what are we doing, bro?
All right, hear me out.
What are we doing?
I too, at first, was like, because we've had a lot of precedent for Elbaf in terms of like aura and hype moments, right? Like our first introduction was meeting Dorian Bragi, who had been fighting for 100 years.
That is not a hype moment, nor
Okay, what the you is it anyway? To all around the corners. Up until this point, we've been learning Elbaf is like a country of the strongest warriors. Big Mom thought she could take over the world with them on her side, yada yada yada. But after like some retrospect and rereading Egghead, I honestly think that now that Luffy is an emperor, I think we're gonna get like a couple of arcs, including Elbaf and Egghead, of the Straw Hats just kind of like getting some closure and correcting their mistakes. Let me explain. So Egghead was clearly Sabaudi 2.0, but like we didn't let that happen again, right? Like we
Right.
got away properly, we got what we wanted. Vegapunk got like 98% of his message out until he got Wi-Fi diffed. And Emmett sacrificed himself for the greater good, yada yada yada. And they headed to Elbaf and they all drank and partied and celebrated and changed clothes, right? I think similarly, Elbaf is going to be Ohara 2.0, where they don't let the books burn. They don't let, a Buster Call happen on this nation. They don't let the Marines destroy and genocide the people and their history. I think this is going to be another case of like this, at least a Straw Hat or even like some more people getting closure, correcting a mistake, not letting history repeat itself, right? That's how I see it, at least. And for a while, I was kind of like on the same vein where I was like a little bit of a shonen meathead being like, damn, I wish the Elbaf Giants were more like active in this arc. But on the other hand, I appreciate like the characters that we've gotten so far, like getting their shine. Like Robin was the highlight of this chapter and did the most. I love that for her, my glorious queen who knows Fishman karate. And also should totally have hockey at this point, but that's totally fine. Do it whenever you want, queen.
Hey, quick question, Jordan.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you think when Elbaf gets animated, Robin will have her skin tone back?
I think that's
I-
gone, bro. I think that's gone.
I don't.
It's over
good,
with.
man.
It's over with.
Yeah. It would take a serious like up the chain executive decision for that to happen, because like for all the animators working on Egghead right now, like bro, Usopp is my skin tone. We've seen him standing next to Luffy in some frames, and Luffy is a little like more pink and tan than he is. It's just like complexion. It's complicated, but
The
case in
real
point,
answer is she lost her
But-
Alabasta to tan.
So here's the thing, though, Jordan. I feel like, look, Elbaf has done nothing but detract. It's like we expected Loki to be this cool, like badass villain. He's not, and that's fine. I'm fine with that subversion. But like, what has Elbaf given us besides Vegapunk is coming back? Fucking Kuma is coming back. Fucking hang on.
Go ahead.
Look, we got Stabs, Shamrock. Okay, whatever. That's cool, I guess. I don't really like the evil twin. Kind of feels like dog shit. Summers and what's his name? I don't even fucking remember. Horsehead. That nigga is irrelevant.
Killing him.
Now you got
Look, all I'm saying
That's
is like,
crazy.
there's nobody that's
Said
super
Horsehead.
compelling in this arc. There's nobody that's super compelling in this arc aside from Loki and Gunko. Like Gunko is the most compelling character in this arc. And that's the only thing is like Elbaf feels like a shell of what it should feel like. I feel like there's nothing really being added. It's just,
Where do you guys feel like the arc is right now?
From one story
Where's the arc right now? In the middle, quarter? Where we at?
I think we're
we're in the
starting.
middle.
Like at 30,
I think we're
like at a
starting. I'm
soft
gonna be
30.
so honest
Nah.
with
You think we're still at the
I think
beginning,
we're in the
Jordan?
Released in
middle.
the middle. I think we're released in the middle.
We're definitely.
If we're
in
just
the
still
middle.
starting, like more people got to be showing up then.
Well, here's the thing. I think there's
I
gonna
think
be
we're
more
like
threats, like
30%.
Shamrock's
I
gonna
think
show up, right?
I think once we hit the
I don't
middle,
think Shamrock fights.
You don't think Shamrock fights?
No.
Shamrock
Like,
got
I
because
agree with
Shamrock
Jordan,
Shamrock
because if
has to
Shamrock
come back.
fought, then exactly because
He
like
has
if
to come
Shamrock
back.
fight, what was the point of introducing him or the God Knights? You just squash like their biggest.
Wait.
Well,
Fighting
well,
doesn't have
doesn't
to lose.
mean defeated though.
Yeah, he doesn't have to
Uh,
lose.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I think he
guess,
fights.
I'm
I don't
just
think he
saying-
gets defeated though.
I don't know, bro. I feel like Shamrock gets saved. We know that Oda is a hype merchant, bro. And it's no smoke to Oda. I just don't see it. I don't see it panning out in this. It seems like Gunko is the primary antagonist right now.
Heck no.
No. I think that's
I
just
don't think she
subversion.
is. I think
that's
they're
that's
just
what Oda
giving her the
wants you to
most
think right now.
characterization.
I mean, yeah, that's what Oda wants us to think. I'm just saying, like, even as a character, she's been more compelling than Shamrock. It's like, okay, this nigga's an evil twin. Cool, he got some sauce. He got some drip, right? He fucking Cerberus. Okay, that's cool, but like, what else? I
No,
don't
Gunko.
Especially coming off the back of Egghead, I just feel like Egghead was like, other than the fight with Kizaru, which was to some people lackluster, I thought it was okay, but
It was lackluster to
feel like-
everyone.
I feel like Egghead added way more to the story and the world than Elbaf has in the same amount of time.
Egghead was like we're coming off of hype, right? Fighting the Gorsei and just the whole damn near war.
Yeah.
And so coming back to it where now we're fighting 3 God Knights that we aren't familiar with, it's like, all right, you know, what's next? And again, I know people love the Giants. I'm not a huge fan of the Giants. I think they're cool. So at the end of the day, I think a lot of people are banking on Loki. Loki ended up being somewhat of an anti-hero. You know, we'll see where it goes, but he's with us more than anything. Shamrock, you bring him in. I think he had enough cachet to carry the arc. Then you remove him. And I think that's like a big thing because you give us Shanks' twin, then it's like, well, he's gone. Now here you have Gunko, Sommers, and Killingham, which, you know, I'm not mad at Caster because Killingham has not really done much. He is kind of forgettable in comparison to Sommers and Gunko.
He seems to me like one of those antagonists with a single ability, kind of like Sugar was, where like their ability is
support.
supposed to be like this echo
Yeah.
throughout
Yeah.
the whole arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just really good support.
He's
And
Honestly,
like
knowing
Gaban,
that track
honestly.
record, he's probably going to be the one Usopp takes out.
Sheesh.
Bro, him
Maybe.
and Gaban could be twins.
That's crazy. Word.
I really, this is one of the arcs that I really don't know where we are. I know y'all are saying it's just beginning, but I'm like,
I don't
where?
think it's like just
Nah, it's
beginning. I
probably-
think we're like
it's a little
30% of
towards
the
the
way
middle.
through. You know what I mean?
It's just like, what else? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Unless Loki completely just flips and he ends up being the antagonist of the arc, more people
Yeah,
gotta
I
show
can see
up.
that.
Like,
I
There's
mean,
a
we
lot of
still
people
have
who love
multiple
the God
Gods
Knights,
Knights who
though.
haven't really revealed their hand yet, and like we got to get back to Luffy and Loki when they actually eat and get up, and also we
That's
need
what
the
I'm
whole backstory with Harold. Like we're missing so many
But
pieces to the
here's the thing.
puzzle. Like there's so much lore that we've like been hinted at that hasn't been dropped yet. Like how there's definitely some kind of conspiracy going on with Harold, with the Gods
Right.
Knights.
here's the issue though, that's different from like early arcs in One Piece. Like even in Egghead, there were like multiple issues going on at once with the Seraphim, the Traitor, like trying to figure out Emeth, right? You had Lucci showing up, you had the CP agents finding them. Right now, the only problem in Elbaf are the God Knights. That's it. There's nothing else going on. Luffy's already resolved over there with Loki. They chilling. So something else has to happen over there, I think, to stall them or delay them. The only thing I can think of is more people showing up. But who can show up that can be a threat to Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji at this point?
Garling showing, but I don't know how likely that is.
That's what I'm saying. So like
I mean,
Elbaf feels like we're just focused on one thing. And it's crazy, right? Because we've always wanted Oda to like, yo, Oda, lock in. Right, focus up, and now he's focusing up on like the fire and the kids and all that, and it's like, well, not this. Lock in on something else. So
I don't know.
I do think there's like the possibility that Ja Rule is the ultimate subversion, because I think Ja Rule is definitely a villain, 100%.
Nobody believed Ja Rule at this point, bro. Everybody know that he up to something.
Bro, when they take the sword out,
everybody know he up to something.
Like it could be that Ja Rule might already have a deal with the God Knights or something, which would actually be a good and interesting twist.
Yeah.
But just right now, from where it stands, I always look at arcs as like, what do we get from it? You know what I mean? Not just in terms of like a fight, but like, what do we get in terms of story, in terms of character?
Like grand plot.
Elbaf could be just a bigger. It could just be Zoe. It could just be some Zoe, and we get
a lot from Zoe.
But I'm saying, like, we just got one of the biggest chapters of all time in Elbaf with the mural. But if Elbaf is just Zoe, that would be so fucking. No, you can't say that. You can't say that. Because Zoe was set up for the most part, but it was still a fantastic arc.
Set up. But that's what I'm saying when I'm saying Oda is a hype merchant, just like the God Valley flashback. Bro, I don't need Egghead to be Zoe, because Egghead is something that has been ingrained in the story since very early on, since fucking Little Garden. Like, bro, so for Egghead to just, or not Egghead, Elbaf to just be some like small, like contained little beat.
I think Elbaf could be kicking off something fantastic.
I think Elbaf kicks off the final war.
Yeah, I think it probably does too.
Mello said, "Quick comparing arcs. We can't not compare arcs. It's just like it's inevitable."
Well, I mean, it's tough coming off the back.
Because that is, like I said, we're coming off of Egghead, right? So
it's a very simple solve to fix this whole thing. You just have Shamrock stand there and say nothing, but he's still there.
No, Eric, I was saying that you remove like somebody as major as Shamrock. It is not typical to any One Piece arc.
But there's literally no threat.
Like, imagine a One Piece arc where you bring the antagonist, a major antagonist, and then he's gone. Imagine Kaido and Wano, right?
Yeah.
Kaido destroys Luffy at the beginning, and then he's gone the rest of the arc. We're like, what the hell? Is Luffy fighting King?
It's also a problem. It's also a problem with the regen factor, because no one believes that these guys can do anything unless they have regen. So we're just kind of sitting there waiting for like someone.
But there's a crack though, Eric. They just figured, there's a crack.
Yeah, and there's no actual threat. We're just sitting here being like, all right, well, I guess
the threat has to come from within. It has to come from within.
It's supposed to be the children, but I don't think anyone's actually like.
The monster trio could solve this. The monster trio could solve this in 3 seconds.
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like right now.
Well, okay. There's a few things that could solve this, right? Because I feel like it's a bit of fatigue, it's a bit of a lack of tension, and I think a good death would be a nice wake up call.
Oh yeah.
It's not even that. There's just no hype at the moment. It's just
That's what I'm saying, Eric. There's no.
Who do you want to die? Or who do you think? Not who do you want to, but who you think would be a good enough impact?
Right now, the best death.
Gerd. That's my baby now.
No. Ripley.
It would be. I think it would be Gabon.
Yeah, you could kill Ripley.
I think Gabon too.
Ripley, Gabon.
That panel with what's the girl's name? Ryuna or whatever? I don't fucking remember.
Wow.
It was something like that. It was something like that.
Oh yeah, Rania.
Rania,
there it is.
Where she's like crying and she's like, it would be okay. That I did feel like that was a return to form for Oda.
That was good. That was great.
That was great. A good emotional panel that I feel like we haven't gotten in a while. I mean, obviously,
a while.
We just got Kuma's backstory.
Bro,
hang on. Damn, let me finish cooking. I was gonna say yes, we got like
already burned the kitchen.
He's still my daddy moment, right? But like beyond that, it's like I don't remember like too many crazy moments in fucking Wano or like You know what I mean? So like,
Yo, he forgot
it
Yasue
felt
exists,
really
bro. Come
good.
on.
Yeah, I was
Bro,
gonna
we-
say.
we-
That's
we-
crazy.
bro,
Honestly,
Wano
we don't
was
care about
just
Yasu like
so
that.
long.
We don't care about
Yeah,
Yasu like that.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
crazy.
We don't care about
Y'all
Yasuo
didn't
like
cry
that.
for
So many
Toko.
plots
Come
going on.
on.
Come on now.
Like the last
Y'all ain't cry when they said the
Cruise.
Kurozumi was born to burn, bro. Come on.
Okay,
Hey, that's
okay,
it.
I
okay.
can't see the Pirate
Oh,
King.
Lin wasn't the
Doctor.
only one with
That was
amnesia
a
that
banger.
hard.
I don't know. Look.
Oh, of course, the moment with Sanji tugs at your heartstring. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Shout out to like I don't know, man. Like
Yes,
we're
Tyler.
just wait. We're
Tyler-
just waiting. We're just
Tyler
waiting.
knows
That's all
himself.
we're doing. We're
I
just
think-
waiting for
I-
something to happen. It's been 2 months. We're just waiting.
I personally think
It is
there's
what it
multiple
is.
deaths, like individual deaths, that any one of them could really like set off like just a whole lot of emotion this arc. Like if Gabon died, because like mentors and like past generation characters dying can always like easily lead into.
But we need a moment
like,
with him
past
first, though,
conflict.
Jordan. What do you think?
Also, like if
We're not
Saul
yet.
dies, bro. If
If Saul dies, I'm laughing.
Saul,
No,
Right?
there's no way you
Like,
can kill
I'm
Saul.
laughing if Saul dies. Oh
Bro,
my
how
god.
you
Can't bring him
die?
back
How
to
you
kill
die?
the
Die
guy.
real hero. Hey, I'm gonna be real. You saw how he pulled Robin away from the right
Dog.
moment?
Oh,
Saul decided
listen,
to
Saul
shine
has been a joke
right
this
in
arc.
time.
He's been a joke this arc. Let's be honest.
Hey, he's gonna hit
I
you
mean,
with
he
a
got
kick
his
punch,
reunion
Brago.
with
Watch out,
Robin.
bro.
That was
But
the
it feels like
emotional
that's all he
fulfillment.
came back for. Like Oda has just been playing with Saul the entire arc, bro.
Don't
Even
worry,
Summers is
You're
making fun of this
charging
dude.
up his
I
hockey,
think
bro.
the
Relax.
most disappointing thing about this arc is we were building so
Jinbei?
nicely. We were just building very nicely with Miral, then into Shamrock, and then into Frank Loki, and then nothing.
Well,
happened.
it was building when we
Yes.
had the mural,
Yes.
and then we had
You're
Loki,
acting like
and
we're
we
at the
had
end.
Shamrock. We had
but
two
but
major
Jordan,
antagonists
this is the issue,
possibly.
right? You don't build the arc in a nice straight
Just
line and then
epic-
go right
epic
down to the
Daddy
bottom
this
and
arc,
go
and we're
right back up
complaining. Come
again.
on.
No, that's
I don't know, I feel
Eric,
like
that's-
this- I
I'm
feel like we're
exactly
losing
there
the
with
plot.
you. That's all I'm
Like,
saying. You don't have to. You don't have to hype. You don't have to like hype the hype. Just ride the wave. Like give.
Yeah.
Well,
If you're
But I
putting
think
meat
wait,
on
wait,
the
wait,
plate-
hold on, Castle.
if
We
you're
gotta
putting
wait, hold
meat
on.
the plate,
If we're
don't
saying we're
take
just
it back
halfway
after
through,
one
we gotta
bite.
be a bit more patient. Like
But
we
we're
gotta
on
be.
the
There's
right-
been
we're on the
constant
track,
moments
and
in
then
One
we
Piece
fell off the
where we
track.
slow down for a
Exactly.
second.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
even in Egghead, the amount of times we would bounce between perspectives, and like sure, a lot of it was like hype moments and political intrigue and espionage and stuff. But like, I don't know. I think saying that like Oda never, or that you don't like just slow down for a moment. Or
Yeah,
change
I don't think we
perspectives or,
can
like,
say
reset the
that.
tempo.
I don't think we can say that.
Well, right now
Wait,
it feels
there's
like
a
we're in the
difference
ice only
between
shit.
slowing
in
down
Wano.
and
Like,
slamming on the brakes.
Yeah.
The brakes were just slammed on. It was-
Like we're
it
just
was
we're putting the
building,
chess pieces on the board.
It's
Like,
not
we're
as-
taking
it's-
our eyes off
wait,
of
wait,
Luffy,
it-
Loki, and Shamrock.
It is not as
Like,
bad as y'all are
focus on,
saying
like,
it is,
what's
yo.
going on the
It is not
benches,
that
Brago.
bad.
Brago, we freed Loki, right? We thought we were gonna get something with that hammer, something, and then nothing happened. He just kind of
Because he's on the
Not
verge of
yet.
death. He
Not
needs to
yet.
recover.
Not yet.
we're acting like
Not
Loki's out of the
yet.
picture.
We haven't reached
No,
the
he's not
peak.
out of the
Come on,
picture.
guys.
But, okay, but to Eric's point, so what happens when Loki gets up?
He could
That
swing
nigga
on
goes and
them.
attacks up the
He
God
could
Knights,
swing on
like,
them.
Yo, he could Loki could
should.
He
solo.
can
What if he
literally
solos all
anything
three of the
right
God's
now.
Knights?
Also,
What
we
if he
still
then-
need the
Man,
Herald
like-
backstory. Like, there's clearly some kind of conspiracy
Yeah,
at play
we-
that we don't know
listen.
about yet, and that's what interests me.
Okay,
Potential-
but
potential
Jordan, hear me
is-
out. Jordan, hear me out though. What if while this was happening, Loki didn't go down and we got that backstory? So we still had that intrigue. That would have kept the momentum rather than like slamming on the brakes. That's all I'm saying.
We haven't even
I don't know.
explored. We haven't even
I think now
explored
that
all of
Loki's
Elbaf
freed,
yet. I
like-
think we got to be a little bit
okay.
more patient.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've had plenty of ticking time bombs in One Piece, and like Loki is a time bomb right now. Like he got freed, but once he gets up and once he's recovered, like then he'll make a move and do something, and we don't know what he's gonna do yet.
Yo,
Not gonna
the-
turn.
the
Give
nigga-
it like,
turn evil,
give it
I'm
like
telling
two,
you.
three
He
more
could still be the
chapters. Give it
antagonist.
2-3 more chapters to go.
guys.
This nigga in chat said if I'm Loki, I'm
Listen.
finding some pussy.
Hey, bro, you guys are forgetting the
After
Pharaoh,
6
though.
years?
Loki is
Okay.
one of the ancient giants. We're gonna get Nightmare Luffy back.
Potential
Nightmare
is,
Luffy?
Potential.
Yo,
is
what?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. One mic. Eric, what are you saying?
I said potential isn't the substitute for content.
Nobody care about all
We
that.
can't just survive on potential for months. Like we're,
Potential, man.
Months?
I mean, we've been
Only
surviving
been
on
months
potential
now,
for
bro.
like years,
Ain't
Eric.
at
I ain't gonna cap. It's been
when
years.
crazy.
did it start going downhill?
Wait, the arc or
Probably
like
when
One
Trent
Piece?
left.
I don't know. I feel like,
It's
I feel
bro,
like
it's
some of y'all weren't.
Shamrock
sitting,
left,
like,
and then we started going downhill, and then I'm sure it'll build back up. But why did we have to go downwards?
That's what I'm saying. Eric, I'm saying
That's what post time skip does. We gotta like.
y'all are going a little bit too far. Y'all are going a little bit too far.
Post time skip arcs.
We
Yeah.
came off the high
Listen,
of
you can't-
Egghead. Like
listen,
it's bound to
alright.
happen.
We beat two Yonko, then we fought all the Gorosei Kizaru, and now we're just chilling out in Elbaf while stuff
Just relax,
happens.
bro. Not
We're
every
not
island's gonna
chilling
be
now.
crazy.
Yeah, but
The
there's
God
nowhere else.
Knights
To,
are
there's
here.
nowhere
Okay,
else to
okay.
go
No one-
from there, though.
But Jordan,
think-
no one buys this threat. It's not.
I think
threat.
I think y'all both have valid points, right? One, you can dislike what's happening, right, or not be too fond of what's happening right now, right? Because Oda did have a chapter where he was hyping up Jinbei, putting out a fire, which I'm sorry, that's not moving me. All right,
Yeah,
it's not
he
moving me.
sold-
No, I get it.
But
The fire, like
there's
the
a thing you're
fire,
not
all
even-
the monsters weren't even a threat. They just kind of dealt with them in one chapter. Like it's
but
Even the
y'all
God's
acknowledge
Knight-
though we've been here before in
Wait.
One Piece, where it's like
No, because there's literally really no threat to the Straw Hats. Even Summers is saying like, nigga, we can't fuck with these niggas. We don't want to fuck with Straw Hat Luffy. We just want the
But-
Giants, bro. Like the Straw Hats are chilling. They're like,
Yeah, but
the Straw Hats are tied up right now.
Go and killing him,
Luffy gonna
saying
come
that
get us.
not Shamrock or
Except for
Figarland.
you,
If
Jinbei, you
Figarland
bum ass
shows up.
nigga. But Luffy gonna come get us. We straight. Just like
Yeah,
Jinbei
if,
locked in. That's how they
if,
literally.
if Shamrock was there, I wouldn't have an issue. But he's not there.
Not yet.
Yeah, I think
Otis is
I
keeping
think
him
it's
in his
almost
back pocket for a second
guaranteed.
to
It's
slowly build up tension.
It's almost guaranteed that more characters are coming to Elbaf.
He
Yes,
can't build
I agree.
tension.
Yeah,
if-
I think that's a
It
definite
has to.
Brago.
He can't build tension if he's not there.
But the thing is, Shamrock
You're
comes
acting
back
like
through the.
literally nothing is happening.
But also,
right now.
Eric, the thing is though, like they can literally just come through a portal.
Yeah.
Sure, but his
What-
presence isn't felt, so it's not building.
No.
We don't.
I don't
It's
know.
no
I feel
guarantee
like,
he returns anyway. Like
Yeah, but Eric,
I feel like we're
what if
too
we just
worried
see
about
a
the top
summoning
tiers
circle?
right now. Like we're our eyes are on the second half of the Straw Hats, on Gunko, on killing him, on the children, on Summers.
it's
I get it that you guys who are only interested in the top tiers and the sky splitting clashes that stuff doesn't
Jordan,
move
it's
you. I
not
get
Bro, we
it.
haven't had a sky
it's
split in a minute.
artificial. It's
Chill on me.
artificial though, because it's
What do we
artificial.
got, bro? We got
Oda's
amnesia.
purposely leaving out the monster trio to not solve the plot, so it's artificially earned. It's not real.
I don't know, man. I
Maybe
think
I think-
if you're reading
Ah,
Shonen in 2025 and
I
you're
don't
not
know
used
about that,
to
Eric.
the main or at least the strongest characters not showing up to the scene immediately after like reading and watching so much Shonen, I
if
don't know
that-
what to tell you.
If the hands were tied by some other event, then that's fine because the Straw Hats should be able to deal with issues. But they're just like sitting, eating, and
You
like
guys
Zora
get a
and
feel when we
Sandy
get a
just
birdcage
standing-
around Elbaf.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we're also vastly underestimating how huge Elbaf is and how long it takes to travel across it, unless you're like,
Bro, they're
I
going
don't
across
know.
realms.
I think the monster trio should not show up. Straight up. I think
Spit.
the
Actually
other Straw Hats
spit.
should handle it
I need the
themselves.
other Straw Hats to show out.
Wait, so
I
what-
need
wait,
the
what-
Not
Yeah.
squeeze
How
that
Oh,
shit.
okay. The only way that makes sense-
Chopper to perform.
Who keeps them occupied this entire time?
You have to give them a reason not to be there.
Gunko.
Yeah, they can't just sit there and do nothing. It's like ridiculous.
Yo,
They,
even Robin
they
going
have
getting
a
active, bro.
contest
Real
to see
shit.
who eats
Loki,
the gum
Shamrock, Figarland, anybody really.
Okay.
Now that
Are
we
we
know that the
supposed to
world
say it
government
like that,
can send
Figar?
summoning pentagrams
Well-
for these guys.
What are you saying,
They
Caster?
They could do the BDA snowball though.
That's
No,
crazy.
let's not bring that back. Let's not bring that back. Let's roll back. Robin, you cannot be laughing at that. That's crazy.
I mean, you
That
know,
would keep them occupied.
what's Gerd over there? Gerd over there, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gird
Gerd is
through
right
Gird?
there.
Oh, bro. That's nasty word.
Yeah, listen, I don't
The
know.
God's Night Snowball. Oh no.
I think we got to be a bit more patient. We just got to be a bit more patient. I think it's gonna pick up, but right now it's definitely a lower point in the arc for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. I think like me personally, I understand if some people like think that it's not living up to the hype right now, but I think there's room for hype. I think the arc's only like 30, maybe 35% of the way done. I think there's plenty more chess pieces that can be put on the board. And I think also we're being given some time to like not forget but stew on a lot of like this crazy lore that's been dropped recently.
Also, a pick me up could be, hey, why did Shamrock had to leave and go to Mary Joa? Like, what's going on?
We could cut away.
We could cut away to something.
We could cut away to Mary Joa.
Okay, somebody in Tyler in chat asked the question, and I want y'all's opinion. If Oda was writing Eni's lobby right now, would Nami beat Khalifa by herself?
We would expect her to.
Yes.
If
talking about,
Oda
like,
were
current
writing
story?
Eni's lobby right now, yeah. Because I don't think he would. I genuinely
Why
don't.
not?
Wait, what do you mean like current Nami? Or are you talking
Because
about like?
he's not. He doesn't give the lesser Straw Hats moments really lately.
Oh, I see
That's
what you're
kind of
saying.
like my issue, bro.
He gave.
I mean, that's why I'm
Robin
saying
just
I
had a
want
moment
Straw-
today.
I want the second half of the Straw Hats to show out.
Why
here
was
and
Robin
now.
on Robin?
Robin
man?
had okay, hang on. Robin had a moment and it was cool, yes, but Robin, like,
He
it
usually does. He usually does.
it was very cool. We got to see Robin like really think outside of the box, but it was tantamount to nothing.
Well, we can't have her beat Summers.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, per the question, I think
Listen,
I think genuinely Oda would have a run, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
The key issue with just the thing is, like, I'm not upset about the content that we're getting for the other Straw Hats because it's like it's well
necessary.
overdue. Yeah, it's well overdue for them. But
Also, didn't Nami win against Ulti in
Nope.
Wano?
no.
Not really.
She didn't knock her
She
out.
won. She won
put
by
some
saying
work in.
that she will
Put some
die
work
for
in.
Luffy.
Yep.
Put some work.
Zeus
And
won.
that's the thing.
I'm not gonna lie.
Nami,
Okay, saying Zeus
Nami
won
is
is
my
nasty
second
word.
favorite character, bro.
No,
I think
Nami.
Nami has insane moments, but it's like moments of conviction or like her standing up, but she doesn't. Nami needs more feats, bro. I'm gonna just fucking say it.
Dog.
Nami needs more goddamn feats.
But
bro.
No,
that's
no,
not the
I
point of
agree with
Nami's
that, but Cassie,
character.
you
May-
forgot
may I-
an
may I
I
amazing,
know
speak
that's
thing
not,
about
I
You
that.
know-
know that's
you know-
not the point of. Hang on.
Yeah,
I know that's not the point of the character, but each Straw Hat should be self-sufficient to some degree. They shouldn't all have to rely on the monster trio, and that's kind of like my gripe is like that's why the irony of like being like Jinbei, what the fuck in the chapter is like Jinbei, what the fuck are you doing?
You know the funniest
You're
thing.
the first son of the sea, nigga.
The funniest thing, yo, is how much the other Straw Hat fan bases hate the Zoro fan base, but they just want the other Straw Hats to be Zoro.
So
That's-
here's the thing.
that's
I was
tough.
gonna say
Hang on. I don't want
speak for a
this to
second.
be
Let me speak for a
Zoro.
That's
They
tough.
body constantly, bro.
I think it's tough.
Okay, hear me out. I think there are definitely a couple Straw Hats that I want to see like show out and like not have feats for the sake of hype moments of aura, but just like to prove their independence, like you said. But also, I understand the notion of like them not being top tier fighters or unlocking hockey. I just want to see them be like I want to see them prove their conviction and like fight for their captain. But also I get it if they don't, because at the end of the day, like we learned this in Water 7. Luffy is making a home for people who don't all need to be super crazy strong fighters, because that's what he is. That's what Zoro is. That's what Sanji is. Like Robin was an assassin, but what she really wanted to be was an archeologist. So
I think
Nami wants to make a map of the world.
But I
Like,
think
if you listen to a lot of the Straw Hats' dreams, only like 3 or 4 of them pertain to combat. Like there's being King of the Pirates, which Luffy knows he has to be really fucking strong to do that. There's Zoro, who wants to be the strongest swordsman. There's Usopp, who wants to be a brave warrior of the sea. Everyone else, it's like find the all blue, no combat requirement, even though he is part of the monster trio. Make a map of the world, no combat requirement. And then as for all the others, like, you know, Brook is at the end of the day, Brook is a musician. He is a singer and a violinist and a pianist.
And
Robin is an archaeologist
And a
who
goat.
had to be an assassin to make ends meet for a while,
Not talking about
and was
Lagoon.
finally given a home with Luffy. Where she didn't have to do
Y'all
all
are
the
way
shit.
too hard on the others,
This nigga
man.
said Laboon, bro.
Like I think at the end of the day, right? I think I
Hang
would
on,
like
wait.
hold on, nigga.
That's
Hold on.
disingenuous.
Hold on.
Hard.
Hold on. I think we want the other Straw Hats to do more, but in this situation, they can't beat the God Knights. They just can't.
Nah,
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think Brook had a moment last chapter where he showed his conviction, right?
Yeah, and
I think Robin
That's
had a
literally
cool
all
moment
I
here.
asked of her. She like showed her medal and her.
They had a cool
her
moment
stuff.
here. At the end of the day, they're not gonna do what Zoro does, right? I think all we want is them to be competent. But
Yes.
Robin showed that she was competent. I thought that was dope because back
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that's
a good
because-
Robin moment.
She was
remember Robin
That
at
was-
some
that was
Robin's
clutch.
clones used to be able to take damage, like, and now it's like she's switching out, and I'm like, yo, that's dope, right? So I think they're growing in different
It's a
ways.
development. I like it.
So I think they're growing in different ways, bro.
So Robin had a great showing against Black Maria, right? Like Robin has stellar moments. It's not that I want them to be like Zoro or I'm undermining them. It's just like, damn, I would like to see Usopp shine more. Bro, Usopp's most goated moment was in fucking Dressrosa. And then prior to that, it was fucking fighting Luffy. Like, come on, bruh. Nami, bro, Nami is like, I already said, Nami's my second favorite character. It's her and Sanji. Nami has great moments, but it's like you should be able to serve somebody the ones, bro. Just somebody. You don't gotta knock ulti out, but you should.
I don't think we even need like the ones. I think we need Usopp to come through in a moment where it's like he's the only person that could do that in that moment. Like you just want the Straw Hats to have their moments.
He's done that multiple times before.
Y'all
So
want
that's what you want.
Moment.
I don't need any ones from Usopp. Like until maybe Van Auger, I don't need ones from Usopp because that's not what I expect from Usopp. Like
you're teetering around like a power cliff. Similar to like that's my biggest gripe with Naruto, bro. I just don't want to see that.
So you think any of the Straw Hats are ever going to touch Gear 5?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like
Nami might
I don't
be able to, honestly, bro. You see that,
to me, the story has failed if Luffy is the only person that can carry every conflict.
he doesn't though.
He doesn't.
I know he doesn't, but I'm saying I don't want it to get to that point.
I don't think
and it does feel like we're approaching that point.
I disagree.
Do you guys think Oda's gonna actually pull the trigger and defeat the Holy Knights, or is it gonna be a Mickey where they like disappear?
I think one of them get defeated and dragged off. One of them get defeated and then they get dragged off. Probably Somers.
I like that. The Burgess route.
Yeah, they get dragged off.
Summers gets defeated, and then the villain of this arc is Summers, but Shamrock, but he doesn't actually get defeated. He just
no.
Away.
And that's a tough part, right? Because if they don't, because they can leave at any time, right? They can just leave, and so Oda has multiple outs here in Elbaf, but I don't know how you start to scale it without other characters being here. You need more characters. Point blank, period.
You don't see the issue where like his hands are tied, where he can't actually give anyone a real W because they're
bro, it was like that in Egghead.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like he could have got rid of Kizaru if he wanted to.
Come on, Eric.
No, he had to save Kizaru for the final war, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
get rid of an admiral.
Not watch all of this like subtle development Kizaru was having and the inner conflict.
Don't get me started on Kizaru, please. We'll be here for 4 hours.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Fucking hate that character.
Yo,
Eric's a hater, man.
Eric's a hater. It's fine. Eric's a hater.
Here he goes with some bullshit.
Oshimo.
Wait, okay. Not about the
chapter.
chapter. But have y'all seen the question of who would win between Enel and fucking Kuzan?
Why is that a question?
Bro, where does the big girl everywhere?
Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna need Enel to come back and like show me some stuff because right now I got Kuzan in my top 10. Enel, not top 10.
Bro, who cares about Enel? Besides King
Look,
Lightning.
I don't think Enel's gonna come back. I love but I do think
Enel's
he's
gonna
cool,
come
believe
back.
It.
I love it, but like,
there's
no point for him to come back.
What are you talking about?
You give them both a
no point for him to come back, bro. He's on the moon. You think Oda's not gonna do anything with that?
Enel's gonna come back. Enel's gonna come back.
You think that's not gonna be a plot point?
At this point, come on now, bro.
Enel's coming back, but like. Don't put him here. I'm not gonna lie. Yo,
on the mural.
But
Enel's first. Yo. Hold on. Enel's first battle in the gauntlet is like Kuzan. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Hey,
give him ACOG, make him a Lunarian. It don't matter. He's still getting packed up.
I already said that.
He's still getting packed up.
Kuzan has
that's crazy
to be top 7.
Is Enel gonna have wings now?
Any nigga
give him whatever.
They got it, bro.
Honestly, lightning instead of
give him whatever, bro.
I think Kuzan was my number 7. I'm gonna be real with you.
I think
you know
he's
who my number.
I need to look back at it.
Kuzan he's different, bro.
I think Enel
is up there, man.
Wait. Hold on.
Akainu and Kuzan, either one of them is dog walking the other.
Okay, hold on.
Like it's not even close, bro.
How much does Elbaf change it? How much does Elbaf change if Enel just showed up?
It doesn't.
That shit becomes the best post.
It doesn't?
Skip
What do you mean
yet.
it doesn't?
Yo,
It becomes
look,
the
Yeah,
best
Luffy is
post
utterly
skip
immune
art
to him.
yet.
Like, what does it matter?
Because-
He's gonna wipe. Yo, come
Because
on,
you know
Luffy's gonna
how it
wipe
ends,
him.
right? If
Luffy's
Enel
gonna
shows
wipe
up
him.
now, you know he's leaving with the God Knights.
But bro,
He probably joins the
Enel-
God Knights.
And
Enel
they might take
versus-
his fruit. They
Enel
might take
versus
his fruit,
Loki,
not
nigga?
keep Enel.
that would be
God
fire.
versus God.
That'd be fire.
Can
Actually,
Enel
yeah.
do anything to Loki though?
We're gonna get the
Fire.
reintroduction of the the 7 or the 8 deadly powers of the world, whatever.
But I'm saying, like, it's something that simple that could, like, completely change an arc. One person showing up.
True.
He could make a lot
I
of
don't
people
know
show
when
up.
Enel is coming back.
Yo, if
I
Foxy
just know
shows up,
it's
it's
getting
game over.
foreshadowed because,
Listen.
like, the fact that he's on the moon and there are robots up there and there's an ancient civilization and also there's space pirates whose fucking flag looks like Vegapunk's head, like that all has to come back at some point. Also,
That's
the
part of
arc maxim is on the
Goofy.
mural. I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. It's on the mural. So if Enel comes back and he's like, "Yo, I can help y'all with like this ancient weapon shit y'all
I
trying to
can
get done," but I think Enel will completely change the arc.
I
No,
came.
I
We
agree.
came.
Oh,
To,
100%.
Enel come. We came to help. Fuck.
He's
outta
definitely he's definitely coming back with like a super hockey bloom, bro. Like,
If
not
Enel-
the one-
if Enel comes back with
here. You
Conquerors,
mean a mantra bloom? Come on, player.
Mantra, oh
There's
God.
no way.
no, Enel's observation is already top 5. I don't think he needs any more observation. I think
No,
if he
he
comes
gets a
back,
mantra bloom.
A
He
mantra
might
bloom,
see-
bro.
the only thing that's
I
a
can
mantra
easily
bloom is
see
like
him
him
having,
canceling out
Conquerors.
observation hockey in an area.
Bro, he's gonna
You mean like
Goku
Shank?
Shiki,
If
bro.
Enel comes
That
back,
would
he
be
will have
nasty.
conquerors. Is all I'm saying.
He
Oh,
should
has
have
to.
conquerors. He should have
He
conquerors.
should, like, bro. He
That's
sees
the
himself
very
as
least
God.
of him. Rio.
Conquerors.
At the very least, give him.
I don't
Rio.
know about that.
Yo, you think they
just
got
saying.
robot Wano Samurai on the moon teaching
No.
him Ryo?
Jesus.
You think
What
they got
I'm
robot
saying is-
Hyogoro teaching him Ryo?
Yo, Luffy's gonna see that. And he's gonna get the
Rio
stars
can
in his
hang
eyes.
with
The-
can hang with conquerors.
The
The
thing is,
biggest
you don't
thing-
have to be strong to learn a technique from somebody. We saw Luffy learn Ryo from Hyogoro.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
biggest thing Enel needs is a defense buff. That's all he really needs. He's got enough attack power. He just needs defense because he's made out of glass.
Just some armament.
I mean, I
some
think
conquerors,
in-
I think he's got it. And even then, I'm not asking Enel to be a top tier. If he comes back, it's for the narrative. It's for the lore.
Yeah.
It's for like
It
talking
still
about
doesn't
whatever happened on the moon.
The issue
If
for me
Enel
is-
comes back, he's in people's top 30. No question.
Brago, the
Yeah,
thing for me for
definitely.
Elbaf is like,
If he comes back with ACOG, I'm putting him top 2
let's,
aside from
let's-
Magellan.
let's just assume Shamrock comes back, right?
True.
Luffy and Loki and Zoro and Sanji just wash him. Like,
There's no chance
we
of
need
that.
more guys.
No chance.
We need way
Right.
more guys.
No chance.
No. Enel should come back just so we can finally get Wiper to come back.
Plus
It's
the entire
tightrope.
nation of Elbaf who like
Hey,
It's a
so
tightrope
I-
because if Shamrock loses to them, then Shamrock is washed. But if Shamrock beats them, that just puts him in like an incalculable fucking area.
I still have my crazy theory of Green Bull coming back with Shamrock because he's a fan of the Celestial Dragons, and it'd be a nice twist with he comes with his own red hair to get revenge on the Straw Hats, and then he gets an amplified power because he's an Elbaf and he can go off for the World Tree.
So
So
you think? I
That would
like
be
that.
tough.
is that Zoro
That'd be
versus
tough.
Green Bull? What is what's the
I
matchup?
think if Green Bull comes out with Shamrock and 2 other God Knights, I think we have enough.
I'm not gonna lie. I
Mm.
think Zoro versus Green Bull, Zoro's getting packed, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right now, yeah, probably.
Yeah, well,
He's
especially if you're talking about the world.
But I'm saying
Tree.
he's coming back with the World Tree, so like he's amplified. So he's amped.
Well,
True. Yeah,
Even
yeah,
then, do
you're
you
right,
think
you're right.
Luffy's beating him?
Luffy being Green Bull? Absolutely.
I don't know.
50-50.
I don't know
Not
because
if he comes back with
Green Bull's
the
a
World
bad
Tree,
matchup
though.
for Luffy.
No, I think Luffy's beating.
You know
Green
he's a
Bull,
terrible
I'll be
matchup
real.
for Luffy because if he's siphoning power from the World Tree, Luffy has a time limit. Now it's like no matter what Luffy does to Green Bull, he should be able to recover. No
I feel
matter
like
what.
we're not familiar
regen.
with Gear 5's game. Like, bro, you can
And-
use the
and Green Bull
environment to your
can
advantage
drain
all you
stamina
want.
from Luffy,
Luffy's
too.
gonna turn the environment into cartoon
That's what I was
physics.
gonna say.
Yeah, but Brago,
Not-
Luffy's
but
just gonna
not
eat.
only-
Luffy's just
not-
gonna eat all the giant food and recover in 2 seconds.
But
That's
not
it.
only can Green
I mean, you know
Bull
that's
drain
gonna
Luffy,
happen. But I'm saying like Green Bull with his power, it's a terrible matchup for Luffy if he can siphon from the World Tree.
He
Dude, and I
arguably
just
has
said-
the best defense out of the admirals. Green
Like,
Bull,
you
I would
can use
assume.
the environment to your advantage all you want. Luffy can turn the environment into cartoon physics. Like I am Gear 5 strongest soldier. I think the more Luffy fights, the more he learns that there is like so much he can do that he never like. It's up to his imagination, right?
I mean, I think Gear 5 low key ruins power scaling just because it can do anything.
But that's kind of the point, right? Like that's what Oda wanted. Gear 5 is a cartoon character. It's supposed to bring a wave of joy and fun to the fight.
But it takes away
and removes the tension.
But it takes away tension.
I don't think it takes away tension because when Luffy's fighting in Gear 5, this is canonically his peak. He said it himself. This is the most he will ever be able to do. So, like, if something of his doesn't work, that adds to the tension. This
is why Oda has a time limit, because that shit is broken and it takes away tension, and he needs to create it in some way. I know it's his peak, but like, what Luffy ate Kizaru's beam.
Yeah. I don't think it takes away tension because like the tension in a lot of One Piece battles has always been, especially involving Luffy. I think people forget that hockey is like a straight manifestation of willpower and ideals. And I think that some of the most interesting fights in One Piece come from like beyond just the fight that's happening on screen, a clash of ideals and willpower. And sometimes like there's psychological warfare too, right? Like with Doflamingo and Katakuri and Kaido. Like sometimes when a character's on one side's like thoughts falter or like, you know, they kind of like lose their will or their focus or they gain some, like the ebb and flow of the fight changes and it feels like it feels like it's going to be parallel.
I'm not gonna lie, Jordan. The best fights in One Piece are the ones we think Luffy can lose.
Dude,
I personally don't.
And at this point, like Rob Lucci, right? I thought Rob Lucci had him. Without that pep talk, I don't know. Right?
Yeah, and then we hit an emotional beat, and he got up. That's what I'm saying. Like the fight.
But I'm saying, you thought Rob Lucci could hang, and you thought Rob Lucci was probably stronger. With Katakuri, you thought Katakuri was better, and he had to do something to overcome. With Gear 5, it feels like Luffy is already top one in the verse. It just depends on how long Oda wants his time limit to be.
True.
Straight up, like what's beating Gear 5 if Luffy has no time limit?
Nothing.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm cool if Luffy doesn't fight again until the final fight. I'm chilling, to be honest.
No, I get it. I agree.
So Luffy always has to be the underdog. I mean, that's writing. That's tension. That's how it works.
Exactly,
yes, the main character has to be an underdog at some point. If the main character is the favorite going into every fight, that's interesting.
Not everybody can be Sung Jin Woo.
I was gonna say.
Well, Sung Jin Woo wasn't a favorite going into every fight.
We've had 1,100 chapters of Luffy being the underdog, except for in some pre-time skip fights and Fishman Island, and also Punk Hazard, I guess. But
Luffy's painted as an underdog, like in most fights he's gone into pre-Gear 5.
So I think now that Luffy's an emperor, just for a little bit at least, we can glaze him and still have some tension with like, you know, him eventually deflating out of Gear 5 and going old man mode for a while, or like being busy and held up somewhere else while there's multiple enemies, multiple chess pieces in play that the other characters have to deal with.
Honestly, I don't know how you fix that, because with Gear 5, I don't feel underdog at all.
Yeah, but
you're a Yonko. So and Luffy's has a top as much as y'all crap on the Straw Hats, that's a top 3 crew.
Yeah, 100%.
Spit.
Top 3. And so at the end of the day, bro, when we were in Egghead, right? And we were going against the Gorosei, it was like, I think we had like 6 chapters or 7 chapters left. I was like, dog, it's not close. Like, the Giants showed up after that. I was like, bro, like, nobody can contest with this crew right now. Kizaru's packed up at this point. Who is beating the Straw Hats?
Okay, Kizaru is a little bit generous. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm saying he was on the ship. He was out to fight. Now it's just the Gorosei versus everybody else, and then the Giants showed up. So it's like, how do you build this tension to make it so that we feel that the Straw Hats are somewhat in danger?
Because I feel like the
Gorosei worked well, but that's why I'm saying, like, I'm okay if Luffy doesn't fight again until the final fight, because we need somebody of his caliber.
The Gorosei, here's why the Gorosei didn't work, right? The Gorosei didn't work because after a while, everybody was getting hits on the Gorosei. It's just that they could regen. So then it started feeling gimmicky. And everybody was like, if they didn't have the regen, it's over. If we can figure out how to beat them or damage them, it's over.
Yeah, but that's what we need to figure out. That's the
But as I'm saying, like,
this is the
But
thing.
look, he was also
Otis-
hurting himself on
Otis-
War Fury.
he
like,
was hurting
Otis-
himself on War Curie. That's my top one Gorsay. That's my
Listen,
goat.
Oda's done this thing 4 times now. You think he'd come up with a different way to not have characters be damaged or lose? Like, we had the Logia, then we figured it out. Then we had Katakuri, then we figured it out. Now we got the Gorosei, now we got to figure it out. It's all the same thing.
He didn't figure out category.
He did. What do you mean? He had
Like
Future
that.
Sight breaks Katakuri's Paramecia thing.
No, category. No. Category gave up the fight. Stop it.
Right. Of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, that's what we're saying.
But like, can Oda give us a
No.
new thing?
Guys,
to
you guys are
solve,
asking the
or
wrong
we just
questions,
gonna
and I'm
do the
sorry to
same
interrupt
thing
you,
all
Eric.
the time? Like,
Oh, go ahead, Chuck.
What if Katakuri shows up in Elbaf?
oh,
Shut
nothing.
up,
What
nigga.
you
is
trying-
Barb
wait,
doing in Elbaf?
Chuck, are you trying to break the story? Stop.
Hey, we got to
Okay,
see the
okay,
advanced
Katakuri
future state. You
showing
know what
up
I'm
in
saying,
Elbaf.
Bravo?
I don't see
The
why that would
advanced
happen.
cock mochi?
That
Big
nigga is going
Mom
back.
showing up in Elbaf, however.
Big Mom, no. Big Mom would actually turn people off.
I was gonna say, I love
Big Mom would
but I
turn
think
people
would
off if
turn
she showed
people
up.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't.
I'm
we
saying,
can't
okay,
bring
I'm
that.
not
And I love
saying
Big
she
Mom, but we
should.
can't.
I am saying, however, if Big Mom is alive, either she shows up in Elbaf or she is dead.
She's not dead.
You think she's
You
not
know-
dead?
No, she's not dead. No chance.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she's
Did you
dead.
guys?
I'm not gonna
discuss-
lie. A crazy, super crazy, unexpected twist would be to have Rocks pull up on Egghead. I mean, Elbaf.
Rocks?
I like
Rock.
it.
We don't. We still don't even
Like-
have enough to know if he's alive.
She
or
pull up
dead.
like Madara?
Disha Beck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a flashback.
I wouldn't
of him
wouldn't mind
beating
it.
up Kid Loki, which
I
is
wouldn't
pretty
mind it.
crazy. But still, I'm not gonna lie. I think Rox Disha Beck is like, I think he's dead.
There's nothing in.
I
we
think
don't know.
at this point, this arc's either going to be 40 chapters or like 120, because we're either in the almost at the end or we're like not even started. There's no.
I think we're like 30% of the way through, honestly.
What if the Big Mom pirates show back up with the ship again? They're like, yo,
Hell no.
we're here
Okay,
to redeem
All of
ourselves.
the Big Mom pirates.
Unless
all-
it's Ferrospace and he's just going pedaling.
Nah, all the Big Mom
I think you
pirates,
have to
other than
retire.
Big Mom herself and Katakuri, they're done. I've had my fill.
Nah, give me some more
under-
cinnamon. Right? Bring cinnamon back.
Bro, we need Smoothie.
Bring Smoothie.
what you
We didn't see
talking
anything from
about?
Smoothie.
God, I'm
I
trying
like
to see
Oven, bro. I miss her Oven.
Tell
Oven's
Smoothie to
cool,
rip
bro.
me out.
Oven's cool. Bring Oven.
Oven goes hard. I fuck with Oven.
I
And
like Oven, bro. Bring Raisin. Bring Brazen and UN. You know what I'm
Oven.
saying?
You mean the guy who got perception bliss
Brago's sleeping
Sanji?
on the go. Fuck it. Bring
Yeah.
Opera back.
The
Bring
only issue
Opera
with
back.
the only issue with bringing in Big Mom is it creates like a 3-stage war, which isn't necessarily Oda's style to do. It doesn't
Wait,
do
what?
three-way. It doesn't do a 3-way fight unless you
They
think
go
Big
hard,
Mom's
though.
gonna. Do you think Big Mom's gonna ally with the Holy Knights?
I think a
She's
Big
gonna
Mom's.
ally with the Giants. She's there to get the Giants. What you mean?
Yeah, so then it'll be a 3-way fight because the Holy
Yeah,
Knights
that would be
the
fine.
Pirates and the Big Mom.
Bring back Bobbin. I don't know why Oda killed Bobbin, but whatever.
No,
Yo,
Robin's gonna
this
come
nigga
back with
keep
a little
talking
bit of
about
technology
cheese,
from
bro.
Germa.
You're-
We got this, Brago.
Why is this nigga in chat trying to summon Wing, bro? He keep talking about sheep.
Nah, actually, you can hold Wing over there.
I don't think. I think
have
Actually,
Cheeky.
some- Wing.
from the top
Also,
30.
Wallace, get in here, bro.
I have
Also,
Wing
like,
PTSD
Do you
from the
guys,
top
do you guys
30
not
stream.
see, Brago? Do you not see the issue? We're all trying to inject characters into this arc to make it interesting.
Bro, I've been saying that like these God Knights, they don't feel like major
Yeah, like
And
antagonists.
then the Giants aren't that good either. So it's like,
Bro,
fuck.
I've been telling y'all the Giants ain't that good.
I like the girls. I like Gerd. I like Gerd.
The only good giants are like Loki and maybe,
The only
thought he was
good
gonna say
giant.
Giant.
Who are they, Eric?
maybe the giant pirates are the best ones you got.
Okay,
Bro, it's
that's
only
actually-
Loki,
that's
bro.
actually hideous.
It's only Loki.
It's only Loki and Gerd and Ripley.
Hey, that Elbaf spear finished off Cape, man. That's
Bro, Kid was
Okay,
done. Kid was
okay.
already done. The Elbaf Spirit didn't do anything.
They're
He was
worth
done.
1.8 Brago, they're worth 1.8 billion.
Because they're big, bro, and they old. That's it.
Damn.
Like,
Dookie
They
and
cool.
Bookie, sure. Fucking bums. Fuck.
I mean, Oda has dropped Big Mom's name in this arc 8 times.
Jordan Van says, so y'all want Enel and Katakuri because they aura farm and nothing else to the arc?
No,
Katakuri is definitely training, bro.
Yeah,
Jordan
no,
Vance,
that's
shut your
reform.
bitch ass up. You're not gonna sit here and act like I didn't just go on a 5,000 year tirade about like the lore implications of Enel coming back. Like I'm not the host here, but genuinely,
You know what's
no, I'm coming
crazy?
back to the
You know what's
chair.
crazy?
Please.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah,
Jordan just typed that in the chat to respond to it. That's crazy. Good going.
Saying Enel is a hype moment merchant is crazy, bro.
Like,
Yo, he said that's just a burner.
I watched
Jordan went on his burner. It was
commenters-
like, I'm gonna get
I
him.
watched so many commenters say "holy yap" to me talking about the lore implications of Enel coming back, just for this guy to be like, "Oh, Enel coming back is meaningless." Shut your bitch ass up.
Damn.
I'm
Bring
sorry.
Hyper back.
I'm
But-
being- my fault.
Damn, Jordan, what you got to say to Jordan?
You're right. Jordan violence. My fault.
Do you actually think Oda's gonna give us anything more after the Emerald in this arc?
Yeah, because we found
Yeah, I
that.
told you. Jarul is
yeah.
the God Knight.
Remember, we still have that lab that we gotta go. We still gotta go in that lab, Eric.
No, I mean like ancient lore. Do you think it's gonna give us more, or is that
Yeah,
merely-
yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit,
Eric,
yeah. A little
We're
bit.
gonna get a lore drop when Aruz shows up on.
What if we
Like,
saw?
come on,
What if
let's
we
get it.
see that? What if we?
Let's
What
get
if
it.
we
Aruz
saw
would be
that?
Unironically goaded, bro.
What if
No,
we saw
I'm
that
like,
experiments were being taken?
Where the
Aruz
fuck is
coming
Aruz
back
else
when
gonna
it
Hold
come in?
on. What if we saw in the lab they were doing experiments on Lunarians in Elbaf?
He's a Birkin though. I
freaked out.
thought.
He's really.
I'm saying because we got a lab.
In the basement doing freak offs.
I'm saying. Elbaf based
Power of love, man.
based on what Elbaf
Let me
is,
what color your blood is.
we should get extensive lore from Elbaf. Extensive lore from Elbaf.
And I think
Okay.
we're starting up. I think
think
we're
we're
about
about
to pick up.
But
later.
Brago, that's what I was saying. Is like we had, bro, that to go from the mural, which was incredibly hype, just to like.
But we're still in the same
Bro,
place where we found the mural,
We're still in
caster.
the same place, but it's like.
You-
But it's
do you
like
think-
what?
I'm hungry, bro. Why are you giving me appetizers? Give me the fucking
Brago.
meal, nigga.
Because we're like,
But it's not
30%
time to
of the
eat
way
yet,
into the
Caster.
arc. I think we just
But
need
it
like.
is.
Like,
we
Right.
already talked about it.
She she put the tip in, and then she was like, okay, no more.
what is wrong with
Put her
this people, bro?
chastity belt back
So,
on. No,
if we-
bro.
Wally,
Come on,
Wally, I hear
Hold up.
you.
If
Yo,
we
what is
That's
wrong with this
crazy.
nigga, cat?
if we all assume that Shamrock can't be defeated in this arc, does that like does that reduce the fight in your mind? Because we all know he can't be defeated, so just like there's no actual like victory to have.
I mean, there's nothing set in stone until we see it happen. We don't know how strong Shamrock is until we see him fight somebody else other than a chained up Loki.
I think
And
the
even
thing
then, he
is,
put
though,
that guy on death's door.
we- I don't think we need a winner
The strength-
to have
the
a
strength point
satisfying
doesn't-
anything. To be honest,
because
I
like
think if Shamrock gets packed up, it's like, what was
because
the point?
Wallace? This is the thing. It'll be 2 asterisks in a row, like Kizaru and then Shamrock, and the Luffy never got a W in what that's going to be 5 years, 6 years.
wait, but the thing is, like, they can fight, right? But then just have something occur. Like, well, for a lot of these characters that want to come to like Elbaf, a lot of them, if they come to Elbaf, they're not gonna do anything important here, and they're just gonna be here for the clicks and kind of like when niggas wanted Kizaru to go to
Hold up.
when niggas wanted Kizaru
To
to
go on
go
a-
to the last arc.
You're not
He
gonna
was
not say
there,
hello to me, Wallace.
cool,
What the fuck?
but a lot of people argue that his usage in that arc was mid.
yeah.
Mid. So I think Oda just needs to get better at like utilizing the characters already in the arc instead of us constantly asking for new niggas to come in. Cause it's just gonna bloat the arc, bro.
I mean, I was
Gonna
talking
blow
about
it
it before, but I don't know. We changed
Wallace,
the
you gonna tell me
conversation.
with a straight face Aruz gonna blow the arc? You crazy.
Okay,
A Rouge
No,
will
'cause-
be
but-
fine.
but-
I
here's the thing,
think there's
right?
enough people at the arc to be honest. Like, if you want me to
Yeah.
talk only about the people in the arc, I can. Like with Jibe, with Shamrock, with Gunko, all those people.
If you
Like,
exclude Shamrock, Jordan, it's underwhelming.
But here's the thing, bro.
that's not
I
the
think
point.
Oda should just made the other God Knights be a little bit more interesting, have more charisma to be able to carry.
I think
them.
Summers got charisma, but it's like
yeah,
Summers,
bro, Summers was aura forming this chapter.
I think Summers got
No,
charisma, but it's like,
Yeah, because
no,
I don't
bro.
have the
Said it-
source to
they're-
back it
The
up.
issue, no, the issue is he brought Shamrock. You see what I'm saying? Like he brought
And
the
I think
main
he's letting
course.
Shamrock just kind of stew on the side for a minute before, like, I don't know. I think we just had several arcs where like we're getting a lot of build up to a bigger villain towards the end. Like, you know,
imagine you sitting at dinner, right? They bring out a big steak, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, greens, and then just take away the steak. You're like, what?
Okay.
So we
Wano,
gonna get the steak
like
back with chicken?
200 whole chapters, or like 190 or something. Kaido showed up at the beginning. Dudu shitted on Luffy, and then we had like dozens of chapters of planning the raid, and then finally went to Onigashima, and then some chapters later, finally went to the rooftop and fought Kaido.
But the thing is, you knew he was still there.
Big
Also,
Mom was also still there.
We just need something looming, and then Big Mom showed up out of nowhere. So it's just like,
but I think we do have things looming.
And the Straw
Loki
Hats
is a
also-
wild card. We don't know what Shamrock is doing or who he's calling upon or why he left. And also,
Luffy was
we're still
also
waiting on that.
defeated.
Here's the
backstory
tough
with
part with
Enel.
Loki. Here's the tough part.
Wait,
Possibly
wait.
reveal-
Jordan did hit on something. We don't know who the fuck Loki was talking to, and they could pull up.
True.
here's the tough part. Here's the tough part. The difference is we felt like Luffy had to get to Kaido's level to beat him, right?
Yeah.
In this case, I don't think Loki's stronger than Luffy.
I agree.
That's not crazy to say.
So,
Yeah, no one on this island could even no one on this island can touch Luffy.
so for me, it's like
Here's the thing. Why is that bad writing? We have had
Because there's
1,100
no
chapters
threat.
of
Shamrock
building up
can.
Luffy to be an emperor, to awaken his fruit. Like, if we glaze Luffy for a bit, I think that's
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine, but actually show it. Don't have him sit there waiting to do
no.
something.
I would say this, Jordan. If they figure out a way to counter Gear 5, where
Okay.
Luffy can't just spam reality warping stuff the entire time.
Also,
So,
don't
Eric,
get-
you activated my trap card. What is it? Do we want Luffy to prove he's a Yonko every arc? Or do we want the other Straw Hats to step up and prove that they're a Yonko?
Luffy doesn't have to prove anything.
Exactly.
Hang on, let me answer this.
No. Luffy doesn't prove anything. But the thing is, we need a threat.
This is the most frustrating part about all
There's
these
something we need a
that
threat
we
at
all-
the end of the day.
Everyone knows Luffy can wash all these idiots, but they have a gimmick that we can't use, so he just does nothing.
Like even going into
I'm
Egghead,
not
right?
gonna
Going
lie.
into Egghead, most people had Luffy over Kizaru,
Yeah.
right? But
But
the
if
fact that
Luffy just
Kizaru was
walks
there was
him
still
out-
like, okay, we at least have somebody that we
Like,
feel
if
like
you're
can box with him.
If Oda's just gonna glaze Luffy with words and have him do nothing, then are we satisfied by that?
I
No,
think
but
for right now,
But
I
if
am.
he
'Cause
just
we
beats the
we
shit
saw
out of
Luffy
Shamrock,
fight
then what?
Kizaru and the Gorosei in Egghead, and right now, like Luffy went to go visit Loki, and like they're like
But
we
he
just
didn't. He didn't
we
get any
have the scene
W's
off
anyway.
of Luffy and Loki for a moment. Like
What
we're
if- what if-
we're across like a big ass country right now on the other side of it, just for a few chapters, just for a few chapters.
I know this can happen because of what they talked about with the summonings. But what if they pull Luffy into a portal? Now he's no longer in Elbaf.
That's crazy work. What, like bringing him straight to Marie-Joie or like somewhere else?
He can't travel though through the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
know
You
where they're
can't.
taking him.
Luffy emu meeting? Oh, yo.
They're taking. You know where they're taking him.
Because if Luffy's not in the arc is it feels different.
Yeah, now there's an actual like.
Now it feels completely different.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know
Like,
if you get.
here's the thing, like the Stride's getting captured. Assuming like Luffy could just pull up anyway.
The stars get captured every arc. So
Yeah, like,
you know.
I don't know. I think we just like not to be that guy who's like, oh, just one more lane and the traffic is fixed, but like I think just a couple more chapters.
You
and, like, I
have
think-
to. You know what, Jordan? I think I agree with you, but the thing is, you have to restrict Luffy. Like you said, at the end of the day, every arc, for the most part, the strides pull their weight, but it's like we're doing this because we expect Luffy to do his thing. What if you don't got Luffy now?
but it's
No, I
like
agree.
it
changes everything.
But Brago, this is the problem. He's even doing it with Sanji and Zoro now. They're not allowed to get into the plot anymore because they're too strong. So they're just gonna have to sit with Luffy.
And they're too strong for the current opposition. Yes.
People, yeah.
Yeah,
So with,
that's why they're across the whole country. This big, massive country.
what they didn't see.
Like
the
we're gonna
fallout.
get back to
They didn't see them giant monsters hanging out. They didn't see.
They said Luffy died to get his
Well,
power,
they're in
bro.
the underworld.
Wait, I will say this though. I don't think you have to necessarily restrict Luffy. I just think you have the God Knights react to Luffy properly. once they learn Luffy's on the island, I don't have them just chill and be eating.
Well, they already
food.
know he's on the island.
No, what I'm saying is have them react to Luffy and prepare for Luffy as if he's someone of his position.
Aren't they just
They've been saying that they
Yeah,
don't
that is
want
what
to
they're
smoke
already-
with
Nah, Wallace made a
No,
good
Cap-
point because it's like typically if you heard a Yonko was on the island,
Like
right?
you're not just eating and chilling. You know what I mean?
It's
you're
like a sense of urgency that you would have. The God Knights didn't care.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're chill,
Summers
bro.
reacted more to Scopper Gaban
Like,
pulling up than when he heard about Luffy.
They're talking out loud on the giant speaker, being like, "Yo, this is our plan," and Luffy and shit don't hear it.
No, I'm not mad at Lucci wanting hands, Jets, because we know what happened to him. That's just him. He's salty. So I'm not mad at him wanting to test what Luffy has now because he thought like all of us did. It was close. He thought it was close. It's not close no more. I'm sorry,
he
Rob.
Even asked Luffy, he was like, "What's that form on the picture?"
I'm
Like,
sorry,
he was like,
Rob.
"What
It's
the
different now. It's a little different now, brother. So I'm not mad at Rob Lucci going at him, but like the God Knights, I mean, they did say that we don't want to tussle with the Yonko right now, but
they
they
don't
were
act
still
like it, though.
casually moving and they're still there. So it's like,
So Brago, imagine this, right? Oh, my fault to interrupt. Imagine if the God Knights actively moved as if there was a Yonko. Imagine, let's say, take out Luffy. It was Kaido. Imagine if they actually moved like Kaido's on the island. They moved with urgency. This whole kidnapping the kids thing, they're not playing some fucking joke about it. They're like, hey, we got to get these kids and go. And then we'll come back later with Shamrock. We have a target who can like contend with the Yonko and then actually have an argument and actually have a conversation about taking over Elbaf. I think it's things like that in terms of like making the arc not feel as slow, as long as giving Luffy his respect while also allowing the bad guys to do their own thing as well.
So here's the thing. You said that the God's Knights should have more of a sense of urgency and not fuck around as much as they are and be playing games. However, I think that is like the peak indication of the character and the part about them that I like the most. Because at the end of the day, these guys are celestial dragons. We have seen, like on God Valley, like we have seen flashbacks of the celestial dragons making games out of and fucking around with the lives of others. And I think the fact that they're doing this right now of all times, proves that these guys are celestial dragons and reinforces that mindset they have of just like they think they're so above others that like they don't want to tussle with a Yonko and they're gonna glaze Luffy and Nika, but at the end of the day, like these are celestial dragons. These are guys who like play with the lives of others, who toy with their food, who think that like even though there are some other extremely powerful forces in the world, and even though they have like some sense of duty and of urgency and need to fulfill, like again, they're celestial dragons.
But Jordan,
they're gonna fuck around.
But Jordan, the thing is, how many times we have to be told celestial dragons are bad? They like to do this and all that to people, play with people as games. Bro, there's a Yonko and his crew on the battlefield. That shouldn't matter.
And not just a Yonko, the Yonko.
That's what I'm saying. Who just beat Kaido? Like,
no, not just beat Kaido. He just sent the Gorosei packing.
Matter. That's what I'm saying. Like, they shouldn't.
If I'm the Gorosei, bro, I'm like, wait, so he's in Elbaf now? All right, we gotta go at him. We gotta go at him.
It was Emmett who sent them flying.
Huh?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, I think if you had the God Knights move in that manner, I think people would. The arc would move a little bit faster. I think a lot of people will be less upset about what's going on in terms of the content.
I do think it's weird that they had the epic fail in Egghead, right? The world government lost with all the Gorosei there. The God Knights show up and they're somewhat unbothered by Luffy's presence. And even if Luffy himself didn't send them flying, his forces sent them flying. So they lost to Luffy. So at the end of the day,
being threatened is weird.
At the end of the day, it's a run back. Oh, you're in Elbaf now? Yo, all right, all the God Knights, we had an Elbaf. We run it back. They're casually there like Luffy isn't there.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm saying they just took a big L in Egghead.
No, that's why I said maybe Garling, Brago. Like seriously,
it's like
maybe.
But people are saying Emmett is not his force. That's even more of a point to go at him now. It's like, all right, he got a Mickey W. Now let's go at him again.
He got his one Mickey out the way. Let's kill this nigga.
Let's go at him again.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, man.
I'm just saying, like they're so casual, like they don't communicate with the Gorosei, like they don't know what just happened. This is the God Knights don't care as much as the Marines, bro.
I think there's layers to that though, because a big thing in the upper echelon of the world government is they will hide information, especially pertaining to the Void Century, to Nika, to Joy Boy. Like, do you think that there's a possibility that the Gorosei and like that Emu told the Gorosei that like they cannot let anybody know about this?
Okay, but Jordan, let's put
Possibly.
Let's put that aside. Let's put him being the Gorosei aside. He's still a Yonko.
Yeah.
And they specifically said Yonko Luffy is on here. We don't want to fight a Yonko.
Yeah.
Yet they do not act or move in the same thing they're saying. It's like they talk cap, bro. They talk cap.
Okay.
It's like they said, bro,
they're
Brago,
moving
like,
though.
Luffy's supposed to be like a LeBron, right? One of the best players in the league. But
Yeah,
everyone on the opposing team think he's lunch, bro. Like what the
They
hell?
don't think
I
he's
don't.
lunch.
I don't think they think he's
Bro,
lunch,
they're
but
looking at
but
this nigga like
goal.
he's fucking.
But my
They're
thing-
walking the kids off
That's
the
crazy,
plank
bro.
to get Ja Rule to burn the library. Like they're working on their goal right now. They're moving.
but
They're
my
acting.
thing is like you're acting like Luffy isn't here. This person can completely ruin this entire operation.
I think like it's their hubris. They're just hoping he doesn't by the time they're done. Or that
Bro, they got the
succeeded.
kids walking off the
hubris.
plank. They got them literally walking.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like, bro, grab these niggas and run, bro. Like,
They say he's
take
not
it
there. He's in the sun
seriously,
realm. Come on, bro. Let's be for
Like, let's be real, Nick. Like, bro, it's like Brago's like, bro, yo, Brago. It's like me telling you, bro, the 2017 war is about to pull up, and you act like them niggas from the G League, bro, or the YMCA. Like, come on.
I'm like,
bro.
it's alright, man. We the God Knights.
Bro, be serious, nigga.
We the
Be
God
serious, bro.
Knights.
Like, come on, man. Like, have some urgency in your step. And I think
Yeah.
as long as the God Knights do that, I think not only does it force our characters to have to move faster as well to contend against them, I think it just makes the arc flow faster and flow easier for people. So we don't have these small moments of like, it's kind of boring right now.
Can you imagine if Kite felt
gives urgency.
Pito's Nen and was still like, it's cool. it's fine.
I feel like the whole
Like, yeah,
rhetoric
you
of
got
this
it.
It's
argument
cool.
is that
We got it.
I feel like the whole rhetoric of this argument is just like you guys are acting like Elbaf has been longer than it is, especially like the point that we're at right now and what's been going on recently.
No, I'm not saying like Elbaf is longer than this. I'm just saying the characters in the story of Elbaf.
They're not acting
Aren't
like they're
moving.
acting like it's
Like
it
shit
does
is
it
sweet.
feels like they're characters, like they're playing a role as opposed to like being actual reactive and reacting the way that we think they should act, right? So
I think
it's
they're playing their roles just fine because, like I said, we're talking about celestial dragons here. They're achieving their goal and they're moving on and they're like trying to like hold these kids hostage so that Ja Rule will burn down the library. Like they're not trying to kill these kids as quickly and efficiently as possible. They're using them as hostages to convince the giants to burn down the library. Like again, they're moving and furthering their goal, but this is still a game to them. They are still going to be victims of their own.
even the
hubris.
chapter,
At
Jordan.
the end of the day, these celestial dragons are going to lose. Like they're
Jordan,
not going to win.
the chapter, even the chapter when they found out, it was like, oh, that's Yonko Luffy's ship. They go, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, and since then, every single God Knight has been like, "Oh, I don't want to fight Emperor Luffy." Oh, when Goku said, "My greatest fear is Nika," like they're glazing him.
But the
They're
whole
saying,
point is,
hey,
what the
the
fuck?
country-
Wait, but Jordan,
Hey,
wait,
this
wait, right
Gonko,
there,
this
right there, right
Gonko.
there.
My greatest
Right there.
fear is Nika.
Right there, that's the point. But then she doesn't do it, bro.
My greatest fear.
And
Oh
then
my
it's
God,
Nika, but
they're
she's not
trying to-
reacting at it.
Bro, they're
It's
not
showing
trying to
her
kill the kids
action.
as fast as
I'm
possible.
not saying kill
They're
the
not here
kids.
to
I'm not-
kill
wait,
the
wait, I'm
kids.
not saying
They're
kill
here
the
to
kids.
Get the giants to
I'm
burn the
saying
library,
grab
get
these
rid of the
fucking
Horus
kids and put some pep in your step.
And we
If
talk
your-
about
if your
information. Does she
greatest
know
fear
Luffy is Nika? Maybe Gonko.
run,
Gonko
nigga.
probably doesn't know Luffy's Nika though.
Nah, hell no.
Yeah.
But even then, Yonko Luffy's here. Put some pep in your step, my nigga.
What pep is there to put? They're
Grab
moving
the
right
kids
now.
and run and move fast. Bro,
Oh
these
my
niggas
God.
are playing
Will you
games.
listen to me for 5 seconds? Grab the kids and run where? The whole point is they're trying.
No, 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 no.
Don't want to
Here-
actually do
here-
anything with
I'm
the
not.
kids.
I'm not on the grab
They
the kids
want
thing.
the giants to burn the library.
No, but my thing, Jordan.
That's why
My Jordan.
they
It's not about the
took
kids. For
snails
me,
and they
for me,
made the broadcast to tell the giants to burn the library.
nah. For
They-
me, it's not about the
They
kids, Jordan.
started a countdown to 1 second this chapter.
Jordan, it's not about the kids. I think once you find out Yonko Luffy's on the island, New plants. New plants.
Okay.
New
I'm just saying,
plants.
you guys are acting like they're doing literally nothing.
No, but I'm
Like,
saying the
what-
plans didn't change at
what-
all. Like Luffy, you find out a wild card like that is on the island. You do not change the plans at all. You're like, all right, let's just walk them. It's cool.
Because they have a mission.
It's-
They're here to
But
burn
that's the
O'Hara's
point. If
record.
the mission is
That
that
is
important,
most
a
important to them.
massive X
The amount
factor
of
coming
people
in
that
to
have
change
died over O'Hara's records, like they want them burned. They want them gone.
So there's another angle that y'all aren't looking at this from. The Giants aren't just, the God Knights aren't just here to, they're not just here to destroy the Giants' history. They're doing that to break their will because they
Yes,
want to subjugate
because
the
they're
Giants.
celestial dragons and they
Well,
think everything else is
so-
beneath them and they make a
so-
game out of everything.
But here it's deeper than that. They want to subjugate the Giants.
yes.
So if they think that the Giants are going to be on their side, then does it really matter if Luffy is on the island if he has to contend with an army of giants?
Thank you. Oh my god.
Why the
Wait,
hell would the
wait, but
Giants be on their side when the Giants were just fighting with Luffy and Egghead?
Because
The Giants were literally just fighting with
Because-
Luffy and Egghead.
Brother,
They pulled
Brago,
up to
Brago.
save him.
Brago,
They don't talk.
Brago, you're missing my point. What I'm saying is that the Giants are being forced, their hand is being forced to coincide with the God Knights.
Ja Rule
So
just
if the
proved
God
the
Knights
Giants
are
can play.
saying fucking if you don't fight against the Straw Hats, we're gonna kill the kids. Do they really have a choice?
Yes.
But here's the thing.
No,
here's the
not
thing.
like yes, they have a choice. I mean,
No,
like,
I
yes,
hear you.
to what
I hear you.
you're saying.
I understand what you're saying,
agree.
right? I understand what you're saying. Like if you go through that train of thought, right, where the Giants are fighting the Straw Hats, right? Their ass. That doesn't matter. They all get packed up.
Oh, okay, but wait, hang on. No.
Okay, that aside for a moment, I want to attack on a
Nah,
what
wait.
Yes.
No, no, actually, no, yeah,
Yes,
you're right. Cook.
Hey, because no, because guess what? Guess who's with
One
Luffy right
in the
now?
world.
It is Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Loki, by the way. And and no matter what, I think them niggas that's over there in the Sun Realm with Luffy, they're still rocking with Luffy. Period. Who are these other niggas, bro? Who are these other niggas?
Zoro is being this entire
Brago. We're in a 100 men versus one gorilla situation, nigga.
Oh my god.
No,
Dog.
we're not, nigga.
Hey, you know the crazy part? The crazy part about it is that Luffy doesn't have to fight, and they would still beat all those other giants. You know how I know that? You know how I know that? Because none of these niggas could stop Loki. None of them.
Okay,
None
valid.
of them. So
That's valid. But on the other hand, the God Knights are trying to get Loki, and they did just beat the dog shit out of him.
no, they
So,
didn't.
I don't know.
No, they didn't.
He was
Bro,
chained up. He had no
right.
attack.
Yeah, I was gonna say he
But
was
that
chained
nigga
up.
ain't 8 and 6
You're-
years.
Come on, bro.
Can I finish
Come
my
on,
point?
bro.
Can I
Go ahead.
finish my
No,
point?
let Caster
My
finish.
point isn't that they could beat up Loki.
That's what you
It's They're
said.
not gonna. It's because they're not going to expect him to be back in the fight after they just beat the shit out of him.
No, I get it,
Damn,
yeah,
let me
yeah.
finish. Like, goddamn, bro.
What does that have to do with it? What does that have to do with anything? They're still gonna lose.
Because, nigga, did you not just say that none of the Giants could stop Loki? So what I'm saying is,
And Luffy's stronger than Loki.
Hang on, Brago. Okay, me and you, we on a 2-man on Elbaf. We just beat up this chained up nigga, right? We know this nigga the strongest nigga on the island, but now he's out of commission, right? Now we can go bully the rest of these niggas. I'm not thinking about that nigga. Are you thinking about that nigga?
Wait, we know he's the strongest on the island. We just found out Yonko Luffy's here.
No, okay, but that's not relevant to what I'm saying. I'm not worried about that nigga because he dead for all we know. Are you worried about him?
I'd be worried about Luffy.
But that's not what I'm saying.
But
nigga.
I'm saying,
That's what we're saying.
that's what we're saying.
That's what we're
But what-
saying.
okay. So then we could add a lot more context of now we got all these other giants that we can try and get them to fight this nigga for us, whatever, whoop-de whoop, and then we dip out, do whatever we got to do, etc., etc. All I'm saying is there is more to the plan than just like, oh, well, Luffy is here. And I do think they are worried about it. They're obviously talking about it. Now, they might be a little bit more lackadaisical, but I would assume that they got something in the tank. And I think it's disingenuous to just think that that Shamrock is getting dog walked. Because
I don't think Shamrock's getting dog walked.
So that's what I'm saying. So I think they got at least a little something in the tank. They got a flashbang to throw at that nigga and get away or something.
I don't think Shamrock's getting dog walked, but I think he has to be here.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not my point. What I'm saying is you guys are saying, well, there's a lack of urgency even though Luffy is there. And I'm saying two things can be true at once.
Yes.
They can still be worried about Luffy, but they could be a little bit lackadaisical because they know they have at least something to get away.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
You know what this is?
I agree.
You know what this is?
I'm saying, go ahead.
It's like Caster just said, yo, there's a cop right next to us. Maybe we should stop speeding. And you keep speeding.
But if I look
speeding.
Over, hang on. But if I look over and you John Wick and
we are not Celestial Dragons,
then I'm not worried about it now, am I? Because I got John Wick, the #1 shooter right here.
Bro, I've been trying to say, like, if the Celestial Dragons are a little lackadaisical, like Caster said, I don't think that's bad writing. I think it's perfectly in tune with the narrative that we've set so far for the Celestial Dragons to have hubris, to think that they could succeed at their mission even with a couple of setbacks, or what in their eyes are just setbacks. Like, this is nothing new, and I feel like we're harping too hard on the fact that, like, oh, why aren't they moving with purpose? Oh, why aren't they doing everything as fast and efficiently as possible? Like, one, they are in a way being efficient because they're keeping their distance from Luffy and Loki. They thought they dealt with Loki, and they're like, you know, again, they had it. They literally had Ja Rule convinced to burn the library to save the kids before Gabon and Robin intervened. But also, again, like I said earlier, they are Celestial Dragons.
Why are they acting like Luffy's days away?
They can gain out of everything.
There's one.
Wait.
Kidding. Bonnie is on the island too, so that's two Nikas.
Yeah. Also, wait, Jordan. I think they can move with a little bit more purpose, and their character traits of being Celestial Dragons can still show through. Their cruelness and all those other things can still show through, even if they move a little faster.
But Jordan, I don't think the problem is necessarily just about their urgency. It's the fact that even with knowing that, nothing has changed. Not with their urgency, not with their plan, not with calling for backup. It is still business as usual.
Forward. We're acting like the all of the God Knights are just standing around playing rock paper scissors right now. Like, they're having the kids walk the plank. They literally, this chapter, they had Ja Rule convinced to burn down the library. They were going to achieve their goal before Robin and Gabon stepped in. If Robin and Gabon didn't step in, then Ja Rule would be burning the library to save those kids.
They had the kids. Do you think that they could transport the kids on the Arrow as opposed to having them walk?
What?
I don't know how Gunko's fruit works. We gotta see it happen.
What do you mean transport them?
Like
where the arrow is moving and they're on the arrow moving.
You mean like the bird arrow?
Yes. She could transport the kids to where they need to go, right?
I mean, supposedly, yeah.
Yet they have them walking.
I don't know. I didn't write the fruit, man.
Okay, but
Brago, wrap them up like Brooke.
Wait. Do you think there's not a purpose to them walking?
What's the purpose?
Well, obviously, it's to get them somewhere.
No. I think the reason they had them walk with the thorns is because it's psychological.
That's what I'm saying. They're hostages. You guys are acting like they're moving to kill these kids as quickly and efficiently as possible. They're hostages.
Like,
the whole point.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, the whole point was to parade them around town to show, like, hey, we're gonna kill these kids. You better burn down the library, or we're gonna do it.
I think
every single thing that they are doing to the Giants is methodical. It is
psychological. Say it was a game.
No.
I don't think it's a game. I think it's literally psychological.
It is a game.
It is a game. It is a game. No, it is a game. And the problem isn't what they're doing. I understand the purpose and the intent of it, right? But for me, it is not realistic, based on what just happened in Egghead, for you to hear that Luffy is here and not change anything.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
But they're still carrying on with their mission.
You can carry on the mission, but there's been, as far as we know, no calls saying, "Hey, should we have backup? Should somebody else come here?" There's the Yonko Luffy's here.
I feel like it's important to remember, we were just talking earlier about how Shamrock left. Shamrock went to go talk to somebody and do something. There are pieces that are not on the board right now. Anytime a character is off screen, they could be doing anything.
True.
So unless I see every single character who was ever present on Elbaf on panel at the same time, I'm just going to assume that there's some shit happening off screen. I'm going to be real. I think Shamrock is straight up setting up preparations, or like
we saw the reaction to Luffy.
Yeah.
So now we're saying that they're doing something off screen in reaction to Luffy?
Maybe.
What's the problem with that?
Because my entire point is that they're not doing anything, and you're saying that, well, maybe they are, we're just not seeing it.
Well, they have boots on the ground right now. They have boots on the ground in Elbaf.
But Shamrock specifically is their leader. We know he is the strongest. He is the de facto leader of the God Knights. I would assume he has combat experience, so it makes sense for Shamrock to be the only person to go and prep. I mean,
does Shamrock know Luffy's here?
Shamrock's doing the managerial work while the others carry out the mission, and they're currently succeeding until Gabon and Robin intervened. Like, Shamrock is off screen for a reason. I think he's cooking.
I don't recall Shamrock knowing Luffy's on the island, though.
I'm not saying it specifically about Luffy. I'm just saying that, like, Brago is implying that literally nothing is happening. Like the God's Knights are not doing anything outside of what we know that they're doing right now, and I think that's false. I think Shamrock is moving in silence like the G in lasagna.
You think Wallace, what are you doing? Wait, Wallace,
the point is what Shamrock is doing in silence is not in reaction to Luffy specifically.
But
that is what we are specifically
we don't know that
talking
yet.
about.
Wallace,
but he doesn't even know Luffy's on the island. He didn't know. So what he was doing before doesn't pertain to Luffy. That's the whole point of what we're talking about.
We don't know that yet. It's entirely possible.
If he didn't know,
you know, the funny part is that this is all. Why will the plan fail in Elbaf for the God Knights? Inevitably, why will the plan fail?
Because plot.
Because they're the bad guys, and the bad guys can't win this late in the story.
Now we're trolling.
But Wallace, what are you doing next chapter if the first panel is just Shamrock floating over Elbaf, talking about some almighty push?
Oh my god!
Show this world's pain.
This world is showing.
Nah, he's just saying,
man.
I'm saying the reason why this is gonna fail is because Luffy's there.
Yeah, because he's the main character and he's
Brago, what would you call that? What would you call that plot?
No, it's not plot. It's because they're not prepared. If we use plot for everything, then what's the point of the conversation?
My question is, do you
we're talking about we're keeping it in the realm within the story.
Infallible villain group that have absolutely no holes in their plans and just therefore cannot lose.
So now we're justifying their incompetence.
Like, come on.
They're celestial dragons. The celestial dragons are full of themselves.
Yeah,
their heads are in the clouds.
Dragons. They're celestial dragons, but that doesn't mean that can be the most idiotic and let their entire team get in the way of every single.
Here's the thing. All of what they're doing is fine, right? And if they're doing something off screen, that's cool. The only thing is after they find out Luffy's there, which Luffy is a major threat, especially coming off of Egghead, a call, something saying, hey, Yonko Luffy's here. Do you want us to proceed as planned?
That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Just a call. Honestly, just call up Shamrock again and say, hey, nigga, this nigga Luffy is here. What should we do? And Shamrock says,
proceed as planned.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm cool.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's it.
I feel like that makes the God Knights look so pussy, though, man.
Pussy.
That's the problem.
I'm just saying.
Wait. See, and that's the problem. You niggas like to gas up the Yonko title and what it
do you
means
mean,
to be
you
Yonko.
niggas?
No, let me finish. Just let me finish. People like to gas up what it means to be a Yonko, but then when niggas are actually Yonko, they don't give that same credence in the story, bro. What are we talking about?
No.
The entire
Listen.
gassing his
No,
title
but
up.
this
Okay,
goes. No,
That's not
No.
fair, Wallace. Because when else have you seen a Yonko pull up on a nigga?
No.
Shanks?
dog.
Oh my, bro, we literally had the Gorosei saying,
no,
"Don't
I'm
match the
asking you
title
the question,
and Wano."
right?
Wait. Do y'all think the Gorosei and the God Knights communicate?
Fuck no, not
Oh,
to the
no?
Only
degree
on the
that it's
weekends,
like.
Brago.
Hang on,
Oh,
not to
No.
the degree that they're in
I think they
constant
give them
communication.
orders.
They might give them like a trickle down, but that's
Yeah.
They're not telling
Bro,
them
I was
about the
just
shit
on
that
this
happened on
earlier.
Egghead.
You
Hell
think
no.
Emu is telling the Gorosei to leak any information to anyone else in the world government about what happened on Egghead? He's
It's-
trying to keep that shit
it's-
under wraps.
Wait. So the God Knights, do they mobilize? Who do they mobilize because of?
Emu
What?
and or the Gorosei.
So they don't communicate? Or do
There's
they?
a
What did we
difference
just
between
say? There's-
communicating and giving orders.
my God.
Yes, bro. That's what
But-
I'm saying. Like, they're not sitting there going, "Hey, guys, watch out for Luffy. This nigga got the fucking Nika fruit." Like,
No, you don't
that's
have to
not
be. You don't
happening.
have to be as explicit that way. But I'm saying, coming off of Egghead, right? A major L. You saw Nika in Egghead, right? Shamrock just came back, which could still happen where they communicate to Shamrock and Shamrock. But the thing is, the communication aspect, we're not seeing that. If we saw Gunko and them call Shamrock and say, "Hey, this is what's going on in Elbaf," it would make sense once it gets to Shamrock. Shamrock is in a meeting with the Gorosei. "Hey, oh, by the way, Yonko Luffy's in Elbaf." They're like, "Oh shit. Okay, we need to you need to go back." Then it makes more sense, I think, to most people. Where like now they're just operating like it's Luffy. And then
Bro,
that goes back to
that's
hold on.
disingenuous,
No,
bro.
hold on. That goes back to what we say where Luffy, as a Yonko, we want him to be acknowledged. And they say, "Oh, it's Yonko Luffy, I want no problems." But it doesn't feel like they don't want no problems.
Okay, but Brago, let me pose to you two different things, and you tell me which one do you think would be met with less hate, right?
Wait, hold on.
Hang on.
No. I want to read this. Someone said Brago wants One Piece to be like Kingdom, with every chess piece having some kind of active role.
Niggas having idea and thought and not being idiots. Yes, I want that. Thank you very much.
Okay. So look,
I don't
Brago,
think the God's Knights are idiots, though.
They're not idiots.
Wait,
They're not
They
idiots.
just have humors.
Jordan,
Brago,
I'm talking in
Wallace,
general. I'm talking in general.
Hang on, nigga, damn. Look, okay. So situation one, the God Knights call up Shamrock. They say, "Hey, do you want us to proceed as planned or no?" Right? So that's situation one. Maybe they change plans, maybe they don't. Here's situation two. Luffy pulls up, these niggas skedaddle. Which one do you think would be met with more hate?
We might hate.
If Luffy pulls up and they leave.
No, I don't think so.
If Luffy pulls up and they leave,
I think if they pull up, if he pulls up and they leave,
that would be met
they
with more
jump
hate.
in the little
That would be met with way
teleporter and
more
they
hate.
down.
Way more hate.
I don't think so because
You think
at
people would
least-
hate if they called and asked them what to do?
yes,
How to proceed?
because it makes them look them look like they don't have confidence, which is like,
Wait.
what is the point then?
But Caster, we have wanted for the entire story while we've been in the Yonko saga. When it comes to the Yonko and the Yonko movement, things plans change. People are careful, this and that. I don't think anyone would have a problem with them respecting Luffy's title.
It's not them respecting Luffy's title. That to me reads as more incompetent than them just fucking leaving, because then it makes them look like they aren't confident. So it's like, what is the point of the God Knights even being as adversarial as they are?
But Caster, you think it's incompetent for a massive X Factor to come up and you to check in with your boss or your superiors to make sure we have the plan correct?
Wallace, what I think is these are top of the world adversaries. They should be confident in themselves to be able to handle a mission without having to fucking run away because Luffy is here.
So, Caster, no, hold on. Let me give you an example.
Until
what
shit
you're
hits the
saying.
fan.
Here's what you're saying, right? What you're saying is, let's say we're at the bank. Somebody comes in with $100,000. The manager is not there. You're saying it is more incompetent to turn them away and say, "Hey, The manager's not here.
No,
These
are not.
No,
These are
the manager's not here. You just leave. No, the manager's not here. Just leave. As opposed to, hey, manager, somebody's coming in here. I need a bit of guidance. What should we do? Bro, communicating doesn't make you incompetent.
They're not comparable. They are not, but they're not comparable situations.
Again, communication with your superior, especially with a massive that's not incompetence.
So, brother, if you're a fucking Navy SEAL, if you're a squad of Navy SEALs and you're on a mission to go kill Osama bin Laden, and something happens and you choose to carry the mission through, I think that would be
no. Let's do this scenario. Okay, good.
Me and my Navy SEAL crew are here to kill bin Laden, but then also we learn there's a secret high-level Russian.
They're here.
You want me to not?
Just no. They leave. They just leave. They go back home. They don't communicate. They just go back home. They're like, yo, why didn't you check in? Oh, they're there, so we just leave.
You a SEAL.
The fuck?
You a SEAL. I expect you to get the job done. You're supposed to be top one in the military, bro.
And now guess what? Because you now fought the Russian group, now you started a whole war. What now?
Hey.
Okay,
that's
so
what SEALs do. They get the job done, nigga.
All right, bro.
So if I may, two things. One, I did a little bit of reading.
Hang on. Tyler, shut the fuck up, nigga.
Oh, well. Okay, you know, you're right.
Caster, you can't get salty in the chat. The chat, they're giving their thoughts, they're giving their feelings about our debate.
Nah.
Yeah.
No,
you can't get, bro.
If I may,
we weren't telling people that were agreeing with you to shut the heck up. So like, why are you going next Tyler, man?
It's because it's what he said, not
bro.
His point. I don't care about the point.
What you mean?
You saw what the nigga said. Tyler, you acting like a bitch.
Okay,
Come on,
if I may, two things. I just did a little bit of reading because what we said earlier about the contact with the upper echelons of the Gods Knights, like if they communicate with the elders or not. So I read back on a few chapters in Egghead. So the official title of Garland for Garland before he got promoted was Supreme Commander of the Gods Knights. It is heavily implied that he was the one who gave them their orders. So do we think that because he got promoted to the 5 elders, because again, it's never explicitly stated, do we think he no longer has that command and control over the Gods Knights, and that instead it is Shamrock now who is the one who is moving off screen? Also, I think, again, calling back to Egghead, it's very important because we've been sitting here the whole time talking about, like, you know, blah, 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 moving around. Like, you have to remember, when it comes to Yonkos, the world government needs, like, special permission to interact with them. So these guys are probably, like, waiting around for some kind of orders from Shamrock, if I have to assume. Because we, like, just, again, if any character who's off screen, they could be cooking whatever. So until I see Shamrock come back and we definitively know what he's doing, he could very well have been told by perhaps Killingham or Summers or Gunko that Luffy is here and he's, like, organizing accordingly or waiting from orders or, like, waiting to give orders to engage or something.
Wait, Jordan, you just agree with us, though. Because all we're saying is, show us that conversation. That's all we're asking.
Yeah, I'm just saying it hasn't happened yet. That doesn't mean it never will.
No, but that's the thing. My thing is, like, that could be resolved if they give a flashback and that they called into Shamrock. And my thing is showing the competence, because one of our issues throughout One Piece, right, has been, like, the communication throughout the Marines, the world government.
Well, I agree.
It feels like
they let them cook and, like, give it a second.
But they haven't. But the world, Jordan, the world government, they don't cook. It feels like they keep getting one up. They keep getting, like, bamboozled, and it's just like, bro, but
nigga,
what are we doing?
What happened to Lucia?
What happened?
I don't know. I think they're underestimating how
they did
much
all that. They did all that
in one chapter. Like, I think we're just straight up 30 to 35% of the way into Elbaf, and I think next chapter we could have anything happen. Like, Shamrock could come back and have new orders. We could have, like, a directive on how to deal and engage with Luffy. Maybe like somebody figured out that Loki got up. Like
Okay.
anything could happen. These guys have summoning portals for crying out loud.
I agree with you. 1000%, right? But I think with like, let's say with Gabon, right? Let's say we now find out Gabon is there. Is this now time to communicate?
They might next chapter.
Now I'm saying, is it time? If they don't call Shamrock or say anything, are you then saying, all right, what are these niggas doing?
Yeah.
I think,
I'll be on your side then. I'm just saying
two things. I think Summers pisses himself, but let's not forget the interaction between Summers and Gabon.
I think I know what you're getting
in
at.
a long time. Oh, damn, this is crazy type shit. Like,
what do you mean?
They've obviously clashed before.
Obviously, they were all in God Valley. But what do you mean?
Yeah, God Valley flashback, baby.
So what I'm saying is the way that they interacted, I wouldn't be surprised if Summers thugs it out and fights Gabon.
Really?
Because they have a fucking history, clearly.
So make an a worse decision even worse kind of thing?
Is it?
So you don't
hang on. No,
the
Wallace,
odds knights of all people too much flack for having hubris and thinking that they can carry out their mission regardless of the circumstances at play. Like they've been doing really well so far.
Here's the thing though. Obviously they have clashed and Summers is still alive, nigga.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
I don't know. I think like the God's Knights are clearly worth their salt. And like, yeah, we're glazing Gabon and we're glazing Luffy. But also, like, I feel like it's not that crazy that these guys have so much hubris and think, and also like so much skill and hubris combined that they think they can carry out this mission regardless. And they're not going to stop. They're not going to tuck tail and run until they're given orders to.
I'm not asking them to run at all. I don't want them to run. Because they can't run.
Carrying out their mission. They're clearly going to engage Gabon and try to stop him from stopping them from holding the kids hostage and convincing the giants to burn down. You know,
I'm not mad at them holding it down and standing 10 toes at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're God Knights, but at the end of the day, even within the God Knights, there is a hierarchy, right? And then we just talked about, we don't even know if the hierarchy goes beyond Shamrock because Shamrock was the commander. He wasn't the supreme commander. Yeah. So it could be an even higher up that they have to communicate with. So like we said, if it's a bunch of people you got to communicate with, the longer you take to get this information out, isn't that the worst it's going to be because it's going to take even longer? Like you now, let's say Luffy's on the island, Gabon's on the island. Now you're engaged with Gabon. Now you're like, all right, let's call him. Yo, by the way, Yonko Luffy's here. Scapa Gabon from the Roger Pirates are here. What should we do? Just like, what the fuck? What? Okay, I'm gonna get back to you. What do we do? We should have communicated like hours ago that Luffy was here. Maybe we could have mobilized. But I'm saying that's based on what we know. I'm leaving it open for the fact that we could have, they did something off screen. There's already reinforcements on the way. Yeah. And again, it could be the fact that they know Luffy can't hurt them, but that would mean that they were talked to by the Gora saying they know like, oh, a Yonko's here, a Yonko can't hurt us, which is, it goes back to like the suspension of disbelief. So it's like, there's just no communication at all. That's what I'm saying. So,
I mean, not yet and not on screen.
I don't know because now we have Scapa.
I think Shamrock is making moves in silence. I think Shamrock off screen is off screen for a reason. I think he's cooking.
But I hope so.
I think he's gonna come back with either something or someone.
So y'all making it seem like they're vice admirals, bro. It doesn't matter if they're vice admirals or admirals. There's still a hierarchy, right? There's still a hierarchy. There's still a reason why Akainu chewed out Fujitora because there's still a hierarchy.
Imagine if like Nami or like Usopp saw another Yonko crew come in and didn't like, and they had the ability to call Luffy and didn't call Luffy. And then because of that, some shit happens and it fucks the Straw Hats. Niggas will be on their ass, bro. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying.
Wait, Brago.
That's all we're saying.
What happened?
Look at the Twitter group chat, bro.
That's all we're saying, man.
Yeah, I think for me, it's because I would like for the world government and the Marines in general to have better communication because that typically leads to their downfall because they don't communicate well.
Like Big Mom lost just because wasn't it Bobbins didn't tell him that the shards were still
Not
on
Bob and the dude that went to
Bobby
sleep.
got killed, Blair.
No, the one
Yeah,
that
my
went
door.
the one that went to sleep in the bed, bro.
Oh my! I forgot about that.
Y'all remember him? The one that went to sleep, bro. What was his name?
It was bro.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Talking about Montdor?
Not Montdor,
No.
bro.
I thought you were talking about how Montdor straight
Nah.
up lied.
Wasn't it the guy who was supposed to watch the cage?
Yes. He went to
Bro, I
sleep.
come back to this. What's happening?
He went to sleep.
Damn.
He went to
Bro, he
sleep,
woke
bro.
up, the shards were gone. He
Was
said,
it? Was it?
Don't tell anybody. Fuck. Oh my
No,
god.
know
I
you're
forget his
talking about
name. I forget his name. The homie went to sleep. Like communication, bro. Communication. I don't know. Is it opera? Was it opera? Opera.
Yeah, I think it was opera.
Opera. Opera, bro. That's all I'm saying. Just communicate.
The cum fruit? Yeah.
The what?
The cum fruit.
Yeah, it was opera. Yo, this nigga,
Yeah.
bro.
Yo, this nigga changed the entire arc. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
You saw that shit?
They said I think their powers would vary. Someone like Shamrock would be Yonko above and Yonko, and someone like Summers would be Admiral.
What?
Magellan clears, don't care.
All right.
I agree. There's a range, but Summer is Admiral.
Bro, we were talking about Enel coming back.
Summer?
When we get Magellan back?
I know what you're
That's
reading, bro.
Bro,
Cinema.
oh God.
Cinema.
Bro, he's gonna one shot someone and then he's gonna go boom, boom.
Oda has to be careful with Magellan. He has to be really careful with Magellan.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
He already gave
Yo,
him IDS.
I
I
and
need
left it.
I need an arc system
Yo,
I need an
dude.
arc systems One Piece fighting
Oh, you
game.
still haven't said hello
And
after
if
all
you
this?
play as
Hello, what up,
Magellan,
Trent?
you just get to shit on them when you knock them
Yo,
out.
what up?
That would
Nah,
go
hear me out. Hear me
so
out.
hard.
Listen. Final war starts. Enel comes back with ACOG. Magellan comes back with a diaper and loses his IPS nerf, or at least gets to like stay on the field.
True.
Who
Bro,
wins?
we're talking about Magellan, but what about Hannibal?
Man, fuck Hannibal. That's a rat. Magellan
Nigga
might
is
go.
not serious.
Magellan clears Hannibal.
Yo, Hannibal, bro. You haven't seen him in action?
Nah,
Yeah,
Hannibal's a
just the
rat,
mention of
man.
Hannibal was crazy. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get Hannibal out of here.
And I do like Hannibal. I do like him. I ain't gonna lie, I do like him, but like, come on, bro. John's the GOAT. I'm trying to
Yeah,
think
I
of
was gonna say, you don't see
anything.
Hannibal taking down two Yonkos and almost a third. in one arc.
Let me pull this.
Wait, hold on. King K said, what if Frankie gets critically injured against Gunko and the Sunny gets destroyed? Oh, no. All right, Sunny's not getting destroyed. Vegapunk can help Frankie
He didn't even
rebuild.
read the full message.
Vegapunk can help Frankie rebuild to Pluton, the new Sunny using Atomwood. The Wanted poster supports it with any lobby parallels. Okay, maybe gets heavily damaged, right?
Didn't it already?
No.
No.
I guess Hokage Island. That's the only last time.
Bro, if
Yeah,
the Sunny
okay.
left Egghead after everything that happened with Saturn, Kizaru, and the Vega Force,
I don't think it gets
without
destroyed.
being-
I can see it getting
I
like
think it's
damaged.
evergreen.
I think it gets damaged and like they have to repair with
Like
the Atomwood
upgrade.
and stuff like that. Yeah, upgraded. But destroyed? Nah.
Destroyed is nasty.
Nah.
I feel like destroying the Sunny honestly defiles the Mary. Like
It
we
does.
can't have that happen again.
No, and it can't happen again. No.
Nah.
No. Because then if it gets destroyed, then it's not the Sun anymore.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, now we're getting into Ship of Theseus type stuff.
Yeah,
Finky,
might as well call
finky.
that fucking shit Bobby at that point, nigga. I don't
Call
know.
it bobbing.
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby. Nigga.
Bobby would go hard.
Let me ask y'all last thing before we get out of here. Wait, I got one other super chat. They say I don't think they know Luffy's Nika. Gunko would have more urgency since she's scared of Nika. I don't know if she's scared of Nika. Is she
She
scared of
literally
Nika?
said verbatim, "My greatest fear is
I'm
Nika."
assuming there's history there.
But the
I'm
thing is,
assuming
like,
there's
it
something.
goes back to just like
She's got a history.
with One Piece, right? Well, we know
Just
this.
gotta find out.
We know with One Piece, it's just like perception and reality. Where it's like in her role that she's in right now, she's scared of Nika. But
Yeah, because
before,
Nika is the sun god who the fishmen, the slaves in Marie-Joie prayed to for salvation that would come and free them.
so with Gunko, with her technically, let's say she right now, because it seemed like she's doing what she's doing because she wants to do it. But obviously Oda is building up for it to be history there, right? And so her hate for Nika could be really that she was waiting for Nika this entire time to save her, where she was a slave. You see what I'm saying? So I think
A
it's
slave who
too.
got promoted.
I think it's too soon because it's like Oda is obviously setting up Gunko to be one of the characters that we learn more about and that we have some affinity for.
She's definitely the more like given more personality of all the other ones.
Well, the other ones, she seems more like the one that could turn. As Summer's not turning. All right.
I don't think anybody's turning. I think we're just going to like have a little bit of characterization with Gunko to like give us some insight on the behavior of at least one of the God's Knights.
Yeah.
I don't think it's meant to make her sympathetic. I think it's just meant to like, because we constantly get flashbacks and characterization and like delve into the psychological nature of villains like Dofi, Kaido, Horty Jones.
Don't we have like a woman turn like every arc?
Do we?
What can we say? We know how it goes.
Turn out?
No, like turn, flip. Okay,
like
Egghead. We had Bella Betty.
A two-time and scandalous girl.
Bella Betty. No, not Bella Betty. Stussy. We had Stussy. We had Stussy.
I guess, but like to be fair, that was because Stussy was like a
reasoning aside, she turned. She went from their side to our side, right?
That is true.
Wano, technically Hiyori, right? Because technically she was on their side. She was Kurosaki. All of a sudden she's Hiyori. She's now on our side.
Yeah, but she wasn't. She was playing double.
Now I guess sadly.
And then we had Pudding, Viola. It just happens over and over and over. So I'm just saying.
So you think Gunko?
Gunko.
Potential. There's potential.
She is a Brook fan.
I think you're connecting with Brooke and stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely something.
I mean, connected is one thing. She's a Soul King fan, which honestly goated behavior. That's nobody's doing it like my guy Brooke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True. Go.
I don't know if Yamato necessarily turned. And is Yamato a woman?
Okay.
Yo, this is
Oh.
That was good. Also, low-key, I'm not gonna lie. Oda having ulti follow Yamato
Vivi
to me is
fire.
It's
So
disgusting.
gas.
It's disgusting. I hate
Yamato making
it.
Yamato is just making
bro.
a new scabbers.
It ruins like 90% of ulti.
Yamato got the thunderbolts, bro.
It ruins 90% of ulti Zoro. I hate it.
Yeah, shut up.
Prophet said Rox's taboo was using the Holy Knights and Emu's regen abilities.
What?
So Rox's taboo was using the Holy Knights and Emu's regen abilities.
I hope not.
Then that means he's still around.
Definitely.
I hope not, nigga.
Like I said, I don't know how I feel about Rox coming back. Because that's such a. It would be fire.
I kind of don't want him to. We're clearly at that stage of the story where the old generation's getting taken down and dismantled. We're moving on. Like we have a whole new generation of like literally all the Yonkos right now are people who have inherited the old pirates' will. Like we are in the new era.
Yeah. But think about it though, like.
Rox coming back as some old sagely nigga could be interesting.
But even in Elbaf, right? Even in Elbaf right now.
I just know for the fact that if Rox comes back, everyone's gonna want him to be like a fucking top tier that fucking shits on so many other people and has a lot of plot relevance, and I don't want that.
He can't be though. I mean, we're assuming he was middle aged by Kaido's generation.
Wait, hold on. Scopper is still very strong, right?
Yeah, but we're assuming he was even.
Wait, let me ask you, right? If he knows everything, right? I would assume he has some indication or some knowledge about perpetual youth. That's not that crazy that he hasn't aged. And then I'm saying we see how strong Garp is, and Garp is what 78, 80 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, we're all assuming he's gonna be past his prime though, and if he shows up in the story, people are gonna just try to scale him at his prime.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want Rox to come back to be a top tier. If anything, I just want him to like. I wanted to exacerbate other characters to enhance the story and like maybe give some lore drops, but I don't want him to be like. I don't want him to come back to be too focal in terms of lore or power scaling. I don't want us to pivot the story towards him, which I think is what all the fans would want to happen if they brought back Rox.
I think more often than not, like a lot of great stories have like a great of the past, like returning.
There's nothing that makes him need
to kind of try to achieve old glory.
He can still be the king of flashbacks.
So I think Like, I don't mind Rox coming back. And even if, like, when we say top tier, right? If Rox comes back, like, if Whitebeard came back right now, he's still a top tier.
No, but the thing is, Brago, I think
Hell no.
we are.
We hell no.
I don't know,
If
man.
Rox
I'm
does
saying
come
hell
back,
no to
though-
him coming back.
Wait.
I agree, but I'm saying if he came back right now, Whitebeard is top tier.
Top tier, yeah,
For
but
sure.
he's not-
Yeah, probably.
The Gouda.
But I think if Oda brought him back, Oda would knowing Oda, he'd definitely make that nigga like a top 3, top 5. Oh my god, could be the strongest in the world type shit. And I think just excluding power scaling, I think it narratively just takes away from the current people we're setting up. The
Yeah, that's what I'm
Kainus,
saying.
Yeah.
We are in the new
Black
generation.
Beard.
All
Like,
the Yonkos.
I-
No,
I
I agree. It does hurt.
I'd rather see these
Roger,
niggas
Rox.
get their time than give it to some old ass nigga, bro. I'm not.
Samato was fine. I mean,
Yeah, but that's
technically
different, though. That's
Sakuna.
No, come on, bro. Let's be serious.
Luna.
Be serious, nigga. Bro.
Is he not from
But
back
that's
in?
different, bro.
Oh, that's
different.
different.
Bro.
That's
Yo.
different.
That's a
That's-
whole different
Aight,
ball
nigga.
game.
What
Aight.
about the goat for?
I'm just saying, like, when the goat
that's
gotta
like-
come
that's
back, a goat gotta come back, bro.
That's day one
Hey,
setup.
Scott's
though.
coming
That's
back next chapter.
Who?
Oh,
They say he a real demon though.
Oh my god.
Yo, real dude.
Where like at this point in like manga, before I gotta go. Where does Sakuna rank as far as like antagonists?
Saul.
Top 10.
Top 10.
In
In manga
like-
in
like-
general?
I really, Brago,
Yeah.
I
Top
love.
10 for
I
sure.
really like him, but he's not among my favorites. But he's really close.
Are we
Like, that
talking?
tier
Are we
after
talking?
my favorites? He's in there. I
Are we
really
talking
like.
best
I don't
written
know, man.
or
Because
just
like
like
when you
aura.
say in manga in general, you're comparing him
I think
to
it's
a
really cool.
lot of people.
Yeah.
I think he's really cool.
Yeah, but hey, the wheat.
Like
Right.
okay, who's
he didn't
right
have-
now? All manga. Obviously, I haven't read all manga, but like I'll defer to you guys. Who's like you guys Mount Rushmore?
My
A
Mount.
villain?
Of villains?
Yeah.
Of villains,
Mhm.
antagonists. We got like Griffith.
Griffith, Dio,
Johan.
Frieza.
I'm not. Wait. I'm not
you have
talking
Dio. I
about
have
like. I'm not talking about
Yoshikage
consensus. I'm talking about
Yours is in
yours.
there, bro.
Your
Yeah, I know. I'm saying
personal.
mine
Well,
is
Yeah.
You said you got to
Dio,
leave. Make a list. Let's
Frieza,
make a tier list right now. Let's get
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
and then probably.
Madara.
Somebody said let's keep it a shonen. Let's keep it a shonen.
okay, Shonen.
Only a
Oh, okay.
shonen.
Oh.
Okay, so for me, it's probably like Pain.
Hmm.
Fuck, yo, I actually gotta think about this.
Yeah, it's tough. I
Pain
mean,
is definitely in there. I know that.
Wait, but if we can only have one from each series, isn't Madara over Pain at this point?
No, I don't care about the one for me. Series thing. For me,
It's just personal,
it's
Caleb.
just personal.
Yeah, personal. You're personal.
I'm just showing.
I'm not gonna lie. Crollo's in my mush right now.
Actually, yeah,
Oh,
Crollo's my fourth. I'm gonna be so
Crollo's
real.
up there.
Actual villain though. Come on, guys.
I was gonna say, he's
Crollo?
not- Come
Bro,
on,
Cro-
brother.
I
Come
know.
on.
I am not mad at that.
Bitch ass up.
Okay, now you
Um,
tripping, Jordan.
That's like saying that's like saying Sasuke.
I would say Crollo
Dio.
right now. Crollo, Aizen. I'm tempted to put
I
Meruem.
wouldn't say they're technically. Like,
Crollo, Aizen. Light, nah.
Light is up there for sure. Light is definitely-
Light's pretty high. Light's pretty high. What about Lelouch? Let's get it.
Lelouch
I
is
thought
not
about
a villain.
Lelouch.
Fucking-
He is.
No, Lelouch.
He's
no.
not
Well, if we're gonna put Light, we gotta put Lelouch. What do you mean?
Fuck no.
He's literally both.
Come on, man.
Crollo,
You
Bro.
can't put Light, not
Frieza,
Lelouch.
Lectin. Not
Bro, my
changing.
mind is just going blank.
He's not even a villain. He's just racist.
I don't know. I'm thinking about putting Seto Kaiba.
Get the-
Kaiba is that nigga, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Senso Kaiba, the realest.
Kaiba.
Come on, we're back in time. Come on, man.
That's my dog, bro.
Damn, who's like a really good one?
Orochimaru, fire.
Hey, yo, whoever said
Orochimaru.
Maximilian Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! In chat, real as fuck. Good.
I mean, that's just the first arc. Come on now, player.
Oh man.
Nah, Pegasus was that guy.
Loki, I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. Does any One Piece characters make the top 4?
Foxy.
Dofi is a competition. for me.
Dofi.
I
Yeah,
love
Dofi is
Dofi's
definitely
another
up there.
conversation.
Bro, why do people hate on Foxy? He's the GOAT.
I would say
Waluigi ass motherfucker.
some of y'all probably haven't read it, but the Millennium Earl from the Greyman
Can't
is
believe
really,
he's still alive, Straw Hat.
he's really, really good. The Millennium Earl.
I can't put Dofi over some of these other guys.
Yeah,
I
no,
gotta
I'm not
agree.
putting Dofi
That's
over
we're
any of
only
my top
taking
Like 4 or
Dofi's like
5,
in
probably
there.
not.
Dofi.
Brago.
How do we
works-
feel about
Wait,
Aaron
Brago.
Yeager?
What happens when Dofi comes back with feet?
Yo, Lelouch did it better.
I don't know how Attack on Titan ends yet. Maybe after I get to the
Damn, for
ending.
real, Brago?
Wait, you haven't read the ending?
No,
What the fuck
I'm watching season. I'm on season 4 right now. I just got past Aaron versus the Warhammer versus that into what? Shorty just died. Shorty just died.
Okay.
Shorty just died. She just got shot. So y'all know who it is. And that's where we at. So yeah, that was tough.
I don't know if this counts, but there's a
Father?
there's a shonen.
Nah, Father
Ghost
wasn't.
Bradley is up there though.
Fear Bradley is up there.
Bradley.
Fear Bradley. But the
What
thing is,
about-
That's a good pick.
What about Escanor?
Esco is not a villain though.
Escanor.
Yeah, but to our
No,
to our
Brago got the main one.
protagonist,
What
he
about
is.
Brago?
Oh,
Ooh.
but I think Zeno was worse.
Mahito is
Actually
on
do like
par with
Mahito.
Sukuna. I'm not
I like
gonna lie.
Mahito, but I
Look,
do think
Cook!
Sukuna's better.
Mahito is
Sukuna's
actually
better.
goated. Thank you.
Somebody said
I think
Agnologia. Yeah, listen, niggas sleep on
Alright,
Agnologia.
I just
Nah,
have my
Brago, be
top
serious.
Niggas sleep on Agnologia.
Brago, be serious.
Bro, shout out
Brago, be
Zara.
serious.
I was thinking-
Shout out to Agnologia and Zara, bro.
No, I was thinking about
Hey,
Zara.
one for me.
Shout out to
I was
Laxus
thinking
as
about
well.
Zara.
Shout out to Laxus.
I was thinking I was
Shout out to
thinking about-
Laxus.
Gio? Yo, did you see the panel? Somebody said the other day the panel where Gio like has what's her name? His girlfriend like chained up to the fucking
Juvia.
tree, and he was like, yeah,
No,
No,
No.
Levy.
yes.
Levy.
When he has her chained up to the tree, and they're like, no way this nigga turned this bitch into his wife. Gajil was a nasty nigga when he first pulled up. I'm not gonna lie.
That's tough. So we don't know enough about Beyond yet. Beyond, not yet. Not yet.
He cooks though.
Nigga said overhaul. Stop.
nobody said-
Please
Wait,
do not
no.
mention overhaul in my presence, please.
I'm gonna
overall's
hit you
cool, but
niggas
nah, bro.
with a really good villain. I'm not gonna lie. I got this nigga right behind Griffith. Actually, is my number 2. Then the white-haired nigga from Psychopaths.
I
That
haven't seen
nigga
Psychopaths
was
yet.
Not
elite.
seen that.
That nigga was elite. What is his name?
They said Zangzus. Zangzus was cool. Zangzus was
Zangzus
cool. Katekyo Hitman Reborn.
Ooh. I have to read that then.
Hey,
Hitman
shout out
is-
to whoever just said it. Johan Liebert in chat. Cook.
Hey man, I'm gonna lie to you. That nigga Johan for me, put me.
So
to sleep,
Shigaraki.
bro.
I'm not caught up on my hero. I don't
That
know.
nigga Johan.
How about
put
nobody
me to
gonna talk about
sleep.
Sean Tucker? Okay.
I don't care what you say.
About who?
Ajin. Yo, the old nigga in Ajin is fire.
He is cool.
That's a fire antagonist.
Bro, every scene I've seen of that nigga is cold as shit.
Who?
The
old nigga
the
from
old man
Ajin?
Actually,
from
that is
Ajin.
true. Johan is
Ajin.
shonen, yeah.
Ajin, the CGI shit?
No, the AJ. I
It's
don't know.
kind of
It's
CGI. Yeah. Actually,
I
that's
watched
true
like 2
because
episodes of 2 seasons of Ajin, and it was CGI, right?
Griffith
Wait,
doesn't
wait,
count
wait.
because that's
Yeah,
saying
man.
and
No,
fuck.
Yeah,
no shit, we're
he's
forgetting
really cool
a
in manga,
real
bro.
villain.
He's
So
really
what about Estef?
Ooh.
Fuck no.
Gooner.
He
Oh, bro,
said
she was a
Gooner.
bad villain. What do you
Nah,
I
she
think she'd
kinda-
be up there for the
kinda
women. For
stunk.
women.
She kind of stunk. I'm not gonna lie.
For women. Bro, she had bodies,
mean?
bro.
That's
Nah.
about what, bro?
I'm not
She's-
gonna lie.
She's racking up them bodies. Shout out to S Death.
I would just put the entire world of ReZero as one because
Oh,
god
that's
damn,
actually nasty.
like everybody in that show is just like, damn, y'all niggas are evil.
Vile.
Wait. I got it. My goat. Eins Ul motherfucking gone. Oh my god, what a
Oh,
fucking
that's
bad-
a go. That's a
Oh
go.
my
Listen,
god.
no
what a-
Toguro mentions. Somebody mentioned Toguro. Swood Kage.
Okay.
Toguro is a good mention.
Let's see. That's another like really good one.
Glad to see. Oh, shout out to Ziz. I didn't even see this. Glad to see a group discussion again. Do we think that the key is just King's Hockey, and is that okay? Let's go around. Let's go around before we end it. Caster, then Jordan, then Chuck, then Wallace, Caleb, then I end it out. If King's Hockey is the key to hurting the God Knights.
I mean, we mentioned that earlier. No, I think somebody brought up that.
Let's
as
talk
a
about it for
theory.
another hour.
I think.
No, I gotta go.
So.
You think it's so? You think it's King Zaki? Jordan, what about you?
I think it could be Conqueror's Hockey, because if it's literally any type of hockey, like including armament, then Jinbei is on fraud watch.
Chuck, what about you?
I think it's going to be like another technique like Rio, because I think a lot of us have said already, if it just keeps being like another level of Conqueror's Hockey, it's going to get played out real quick.
Hunter, what did you say? Let me know what you said, Hunter. Wallace, what about you?
I think it will end up being Conqueror's Hockey, but I don't want it to.
Kaleb, what about you?
I think it. I probably won't. I don't think it will be. If it is, that'll be the only excuse to give some of the lower Straw Hats conquerors so that they can hurt and contend with the God's Knights. But I think it'll be a different trick, kind of like Revo.
Yeah, I agree that I would like for it to not be Conqueror's Hockey, because then I think it makes the problem worse of the others versus the trio. I think what that does, it does give Sanji Conqueror's Hockey, but now it's like an even more massive chasm, because we know like the others are going to be severely limited in that final war. And the only three,
to be another technique.
They were also reaching
exactly.
in Egghead. In Egghead, Luffy couldn't. I mean, they still had.
But I think
Luffy was using conquerors.
That's why I think it's a technique. It's a specific armament technique. It could be a combination of armament and observation, right?
To Rio in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Just another lane there, because then other people can learn it. Because it wouldn't be crazy if the revolutionaries know that technique, right? But if all the revolutionaries got advanced conquerors.
All right, bro. At that point, bro, if Morley and all these other
if Morley's
yeah, nigga, back it up.
No.
Back it up, bro.
No.
We good.
Hunter said the possibility of Shamrock showing up in Yamato's cover story. Huh.
What?
That shit had me dying, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be fucking.
That shit would be hilarious.
Listen,
like, what did they even do? They just lose.
The tough part about it, right, is that like Wano can't take another invasion right now.
But it would be funny though.
Oh my God! Listen, and then you know the crazy part? It would make all the Yamato should have come guys say, "Told you." You stayed, and they still got folded. You should have just left. So,
I mean, that's just a plot hole on Oda's part.
Wait, Brago, I'm not gonna lie.
But
if
then
that
we'd be complaining
and OC
even
becomes
more.
a God Knight, I will be moved.
I will be too.
I will be moved.
I will be too.
He comes back as a God Knight. Oh my God.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Please, God, please. Oh God.
Anything more ulti, I'm with it.
Oh God, please.
Shout out to chat. Said Cole will never let it go. I mean, it is what it is. I would have liked Yamato to come just because I think that contrast of Wano and Egghead would have been beautiful.
Yeah, but then you'd have another person that you're complaining about is just like off screen.
No,
even more of a threat.
But the thing is, I think for Yamato to be more character than strength, because now like she gets to experience all these different things that obviously Odin didn't experience, and now it's like maybe I don't want to be Odin, and I'm now trying to figure out my own way.
They could have given her an identity.
In terms of strength, Yamato is clearing everyone but the monster trio. So
but
like,
see, actually, I wanted to touch on
this earlier. Even go against her though. Really,
it makes the Straw Hats even more of a problem.
But here's the problem. Right? The Straw Hats don't have to be incompetent. You can make the Straw Hats competent and the antagonist competent. That can happen.
And you just ramp it up.
That is happening. You can do that.
Yamato would have killed Rob Lucci. Like, just
okay.
Nah, slow down. Slow the hell down.
Nah,
slow the hell down.
That nigga would have turned into Nikita and she
slow the hell down. Slow down.
But even then,
slow
if she
down.
beats them, that's fine.
No,
we see Zoro against.
I would say Yamato's stronger than Rob Lucci, but she is not killing him.
Zoro was asleep.
Okay, bro.
No, she's not killing him.
Godcaster cook.
I don't think she's killing him.
Rob,
because I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think Yamato loses to Lucci, but I don't think she kills him. No.
I agree.
I think also for Yamato, one thing about her is that she's been in Wano this entire time. I think it'd be great for her, like, experiencing different techniques. Has she ever seen, like, any of the 6 powers? Has she ever experienced any of those? It's just like her learning how to fight because she's just been in
he might
Wano.
finger her to death.
Possibly. I'm just saying, it's like it would be a learning process for her.
No, we can't say that about somebody with ACOG.
She gone?
I mean, is there a
I'm
chance
all
she
for
still gets
Roku's
picked
Riki
up by
now.
the Straw Hats?
What's your Doriki at?
Listen, she one tap him too. All right, y'all are going crazy because I don't even got Yamato.
Yamato's not over Sanji. Listen before.
Yamato's not over Zoro. So,
Bro,
But-
I don't know.
Oh no, Yamato's
Zoro-
definitely not over Zoro.
She's over
and
Sanji.
Zoro
though. Let's
struggled
not
with
play.
Lucci.
She's
I think it's
not.
debatable.
She could be over Zoro.
I think Yamato versus Sanji is a legitimate debate. Yamato versus Zoro is not.
Come on, she
That's
has better
fair,
control
Jordan, that's
over her
fair.
advanced conquerors. Come on.
And Zoro's still stronger, bro.
Ah,
Bro, it's Zoro.
No, okay. Chuck.
fucking marry him?
Chuck, let me ask you, right? It's a fight to the death, right?
Yeah.
Zora's
Life on the line. You got Yamato beating Zoro?
Okay, so this is
Yamato's
what's gonna happen.
getting
Zoro's
cut
gonna
in
no.
half.
Okay, check.
That's like
I have a
asking-
perfect scenario. This is what's gonna happen.
Bronze,
Zoro's gonna get a good cut in,
That's
but
like
it's gonna
asking
cut the
to play against
cleavage.
Bronze.
It's gonna cut the cleavage, like so. It's gonna be bare. He's gonna see
No,
the city,
bro.
and then he's gonna
What
get
is
that
this nigga
final
talking
win.
about?
This, bro.
It's over.
Alright.
It's over.
Yo,
No,
here's
because
what happens. Here's what happens.
Zoro
Zoro,
does get
Zoro
like
pulls
blush
out
when
Alright,
like
alright.
Wait.
Chat.
Zoro's gonna cut open her shirt,
Hey,
and then
Chat.
he's gonna see,
Brago.
and then Yamato's gonna get that final swing in, and it's done.
Chat, listen.
Who the fuck is Chuck?
right.
Zoro versus
Listen, I would say this, bro. I would say this. Yamato has not been in those trenches like Zoro's been in those trenches, bro.
No, but it'll
Bro,
happen.
Zoro saw the Grim
Because look,
Reaper.
I'm
after
sorry,
he
bro.
was
Mickey in,
Wano.
I'm
and
sorry.
Yamato will get the Mickey in on Zoro. It'll
Yo,
be silly.
Yamato's been pampered her entire life, bro. Her dad been fake fighting her for real. Fake fighting her for real.
No.
Her dad been fake fighting her for real.
No.
I'm going all out, Yamato. I'm going all out, Yamato.
She was literally.
I'm going all out. I'm about to kill you.
I just want to know when you quit your Brago.
I'm about to kill you, Yamato. I promise I am.
We might need to do this
I want to
top 30
know
sooner
when
than
you change
usual.
your tune because I've been saying this, Brago.
But
and
I got Zoro over Yamato in my top 30.
Okay,
I got so
but,
over Zoro.
but hang on. But Brago, I distinctly remember you trying to tell me that. Oh yeah, but fucking whatever his name is. going all out on Yamato.
Listen,
Kaido was
chat.
going all out on Yamato.
Who?
Nigga, what? You, nigga.
You gotta pull up the clip, bro. I don't remember that.
Bro, I'm getting.
Bro,
I have been a lone ranger on this hill for so
Take that
long.
receipt.
You gotta pull up the clip, bro. I remember that.
Nah, you can't ever. You
Yamato
can't
is
ever say some stuff
Yamato
like
is that kid who grew up, they did karate and shit like that. But they went out into the streets, that pocket said hit them.
Bro,
That
what are we
pocket
talking
sand.
about?
I'm just saying. You know what it is. You know what it is. Yamato's used to hooping inside. In AC, in a nice gym, right? Then Zoro gonna pull out to the hard top.
Saying all this when Kaido was his
Hard top,
partner.
nigga. Bro, she got.
Yeah, what?
Did she permanently scar Kaido, Jordan?
Wait. Damn, Brago.
Oh,
Change
wow.
up the weapon
Oh,
shit,
wow.
Not
Brago.
about
You-
the-
Brago, look at your
That's
chat.
not what I'm talking about.
Hey, shout out
at this
to
point.
Dammy
You're
Lola with a 10
Like,
gift. Appreciate you,
Yamato
Dammy.
didn't have a tough childhood and grow up in like some shitty ass environment.
No. I'm playing, but I think Yamato definitely, she's strong. But I think when it comes to life or death, she has not been in as many as Zoro.
Nah, definitely not.
No, I
For
agree.
sure. Not even close.
I agree. No, I would
And that's and for me. Yeah, I think that's the edge.
Especially if it's
I think that's the
Toei
edge.
Zoro.
The question,
You're just
bro.
saying.
I think that's the edge.
I was just getting fried about the fact that you said Yamato was pampered.
Nah,
Nah.
because Jordan, think about this, right? Yamato for her entire life, for real.
She was the queen,
He's
or
won every game by like 20 points. You know what I mean? Won
she's a
every game
prince
by
that was
20 points.
promised.
She's never been.
We
She's never
actually
had
mean
to.
the same thing.
There is
flashback
no
of
way
victory.
that
She never had to,
there's
bro.
no
They said, would I
way
cry if
that
Luffy or
your
Zoro
dad letting
died?
you win the
She was
game by 20
literally
points every
starving.
time is what gives you ACOG. Like what?
If any of the straw has died, I'd cry.
That's what I'm saying.
He ain't crying
You
over
lying,
Chopper.
nigga.
I
Don't
promise I
let him-
would.
Hey, nigga, you
I
lying.
promise I would.
If I see
do
Usopp
that,
played
Brago.
out, I might cry.
I promise I would, bro.
Brago, don't do that.
I promise I would. I promise, yo. If Chopper got eaten by Rob Lucci, I would cry, bro.
Chill on my go, bro.
I'd cry.
Chill on my go.
Nigga, it'd be tears, bro. It'd be tears.
Chopper, bro. Chill on Chopper.
It'd be tears, bro. I promise
I'm
you.
not glad you.
I'd be
Dude,
sick if Chopper died,
90%
nigga.
of the crew
I'd be
could
sick
die,
if
and I
any of
wouldn't care.
Scarface died.
Yo, come on, Wallace.
Hey,
90%.
Usopp
No,
could get
never
packed, and I
said.
wouldn't be that hurt about
I'm
it.
not,
No.
Besides Sanji
I'm
and
not
Nami,
taking Usopp's
everyone
flavor
can
tonight.
go, bro. No cap.
No. But let's be real.
Everyone
Let's
can
be
go.
real. Oda could kill off a Straw Hat, and nobody would believe it until 10 chapters later. So it
Yeah,
wouldn't
we'd
be-
have to make sure.
True. We'd have to see the
I'd have
funeral.
to, no, I'd have to see them put that nigga in the ground.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We'd have to see the funeral or them burning that nigga.
I need
up,
the
like,
10
Because-
chapter flashback.
because-
I need the visual panel of the light leaving their eyes. I need to see their body cut in half.
Because I'm not gonna lie, JoJo.
God damn, nigga.
There's some moments in JoJo where I thought somebody is dead, like dead, and the homie's back like nothing happened. I'm like, bro,
be
stop.
fair,
Like-
though, it is
wait,
a
wait,
bizarre
who?
adventure.
I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say who.
Who?
It's a bizarre adventure.
Why? It's not like you spoiling anything.
Yes, I am.
Nigga.
That's a spoiler.
Spoiler.
spoiler
A nigga
too.
dies is a spoiler, nigga.
Are you talking about in part two?
In part three, in part three,
Crossballs? Oh, part 3 is a slog. Just get through that shit, man.
in part three, bro. In part 3, I was like, yo,
Look,
what?
Brago, I'm not gonna lie to you, nigga. You're gonna get to part 4 and you're gonna be like, damn, JoJo's might be better than One Piece. Then you're gonna get to part 5.
Relax.
And
Come
you're gonna
on,
be like, yeah, this shit
Caster.
is
You
good.
always go too far, bro.
and then look. You gonna get to part 6, nigga, and your heart is gonna fucking. I'm not even gonna say.
Do you
Alright.
believe that, Caster? You believe that?
You mean JoJo's
Do I
better than
li-
One Piece?
Do I believe that JoJo's is better than One Piece as a whole? I think One Piece is a 9.9 and JoJo's is a 10.
All right, get him out of here.
Yeah, One Piece not a 9.9.
Not crazy to say.
I'm not even gonna.
9.9?
9.9 is crazy.
That's on you, gang.
I'm not
That's
even
on you,
gonna-
gang. That's on you, gang.
Hang on. Okay, really, they're neck and neck. But if I take part 7 of JoJo's,
I
as
was
a
just
single
about to
piece
say.
by itself, I'm sorry, but it's clear in One Piece.
Steel Ball Run is like an 11 out of 10.
It is the best
Bro.
piece of fiction ever
Yeah, but
written.
that's like saying
Bro.
I'm gonna take Annie's lobby, and then it clears.
Yeah, no.
But
that's
no,
true.
it's not.
What do you mean?
Water 7
not,
is probably better,
because-
bro. I'm sorry.
Because you can't take a part of JoJo's and say that's like
No,
an
but no,
arc. It's not the same. It's a full story on its own.
yeah, but
Especially
then you
part
can't
7.
rate the entire series off of it, though.
Yeah, you can't just like use one part.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
JoJo's.
so
That's
if
like saying
90
use Ennis Lobby or Water 7.
Hang on.
No,
If
no,
90
Casper's right.
percent of the series is top 1, top 2 comparable, and then you have one part that is just immaculate, like literally, like it might as well be on par with God handing.
Do you
this
think
nigga
part? Do you
is
think part? Do you think part? Do you think part 3 is immaculate? You think part 3 is immaculate?
No,
I will-
part 7 was handed. It was handed
All right.
by God.
I'll follow up once I get to part 7.
Steel
All
Ball
right.
Run is that goat. Well, no, Casper was
Yo,
right.
this nigga
You can
bad.
divorce
I'm
part
out.
7 from the series and look at it in a vacuum way more than you can with the likes of Innie's
Any other
Lobby
part.
or Alabasta.
All right,
Or
we'll
any
see.
other
I'll see when I get there. Maybe I agree. Maybe I do agree, but we'll see. Chat, appreciate y'all pulling up. We ain't had a discussion in a minute. This was good. We should do this a little bit more often. You know, if Chuck would pull up, then you know it would happen. So Chuck did his thing tonight, so it happened. Aztec Edsel says, "I would pay to see Sanji cook that reindeer fraud." Oh my god,
Oh my God.
is that Jay? Is that Jay's burner? Is that Jay's burner? But yeah, chat, like the stream, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. One Piece draft next week. We're doing a draft next week. So we're all drafting 10 characters, right?
Only I can fix all.
10 characters, and we're gonna have scenario. Here's the thing that's being factored in this year, right? The thing that be factored in this year is chemistry. In story chemistry is gonna matter. So like
Personalities.
personalities as well. If you draft Garp and Blackbeard,
Yeah, it's over.
shit might be a little off, right?
Wait. Is it Prime? Is it Alive only? Is it
Prime,
Prime?
Prime all time.
Ever of all
Prime,
time?
yeah, Prime.
Times? Anybody? Oh, this
no
is nasty.
hypothetical shit though, right? You can't do
We
like
gonna have a scenario. No. Eam is out. It's I'm gonna have some
Right.
characters.
Dragon is too.
I'm gonna have some characters that's out, but like, yeah, we gonna have some.
No
Oh, bro,
Zebek,
you making
man.
scenarios?
No rocks.
Yeah, we gonna have scenarios. we gonna have scenarios.
Dragon?
Well, I like that.
Yeah, we gonna have scenarios. But yeah, chat, like all that. We'll catch y'all in the next one. All right, peace out.
Peace.